Same as it ever was. The Bennington Show. Ron Bennington, Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I'm Ron Bennington. You say, but I wonder why.
It's just weird. I mean,
speaking of weird, that David Byrne may be our weirdest rock star ever. And no, I'm not saying try to be weird like a Lady Gaga or a Marilyn Manson. I mean, is a weird person.
Is legitimately weird.
And was embraced by mainstream. Or as I call it, the lame stream media.
You do?
That's good.
And I called those fuckers in here yesterday, and I ripped them a new ass.
Cucked them.
Yes, that's a great term, Chris. Cucked them. You know, sometimes it's great to have a Trump cuck in the room, like our own Chris Stanley.
Yeah.
Because he reminds us of a phrase that we could use that is perfect.
Cuck.
And I cucked out the media. I cucked out CNN. I cucked out the CBS morning show.
NBC.
I cucked Fox and Friends quite a bit. Brian Williams was afraid to show up because I was going to drop the term helicopter on him. Was it a helicopter? Yeah, he was in a helicopter that he said was almost shot down.
Black Hawk.
He was. Then they got to the ground. He was running for cover.
Yeah,
there was like
running.
it was like a whole action movie sequence that he came up with.
He said some water hit the ground. That was his fucking term for pissed himself. Let's just say some water. Let's just say the socks were wet. Shall we, guys? But yeah, I laid him out. I called him right up here to the Bennington Tower, and I just fucking laid it on him, man. I said, there's a whole new goddamn ball game. Good. And guess what? I'm pitching and catching. How's that happen?
Yikes.
Yeah.
Would you cuck out the folks at New York One?
You know what? I got to tell you, the people at New York One sometimes go on the street and let me know what the people are thinking, and I like that.
You do?
Yeah. And then they have talking pictures on demand and the stage.
Love that.
2 shows.
Romatory.
We're going to find out what's going on in an off-Broadway play. Let's go to our criticism corner, which we called "I Just Loved It."
You know what Romatory likes? A simple set that just really puts the characters at the forefront.
It is. There was nothing for them to sit on. There was literally a thing that they were saying, this play, which is Dead Poets Society, and I forget the name, the ex-SNL guy who's in it. I'll just say Jason Stratham.
No, Sudeikis.
Oh, okay, Jason Sudeikis. I was going for the British guy who's mean to people and pokes their eyes out. But he goes, they said there was no desk in this thing, so everyone just sat on books.
Yeah.
And
first of all, one, she saw that as a positive. And 2, how are you going to do the standing on the desk scene?
Just standing on a book.
Which is literally the only significant, probably action moment of that movie. All right.
It's important, though. It's important that the books, i.e. society.
Romatory would love it if they just did a play down a well. They have nothing down there. It's so good. But the dialogue.
You know, it's phenomenal. And, all right, we got to get this out of the way. There was a red carpet vagina slip, which I think is fairly abnormal. I mean, you're going to get a nipple slip, even a butt crack, but for the entire vagina to come out. Now, this is Chrissy Teigen. She's a ne'er-do-well, right?
Yeah.
Would you describe her as a ne'er-do-well?
Does she do well? Nair.
But she,
that's a
I
Gary
think she's
Goldman line.
former model slash actress.
She's former model. Don't know if she acted a lot.
But she's a wife now, right?
Of John Legend.
All right, so she's married a legend. So there she is on the red carpet. This is up on the iBang, by the way. And the dress has no side to it. And because of that, thanks to an uncomfortable angle, these goddamn paparazzis.
I love them.
They caught her with a side skirt, a side up skirt, and the vagina became unleashed. Now, if you're working, this probably isn't safe for you.
No, this is NSFW.
Yeah.
But that's a pubic mound we're looking at right now.
The mound is completely exposed.
It is very exposed. I mean, a side boob shot is common. But a side vag?
Very
rare.
That's a rare sighting. This is a white buffalo, folks.
Yeah.
This is a unicorn shot. This is a black swan. Scale 1 to 10. Now, first of all, I don't think that she's going to be alarmed this morning. I don't think she's going to be horrified. I think this had to be at least considered something that could happen.
She wanted it to happen.
All right. When you say it that way, it's so much creepier than just saying that she was aware. That's like, I don't know. It's like something with the way he says things. Like,
it's something. Yeah. It's something filthy men say. It's something Aquaman would say about the children in the playground.
I like that.
Wait a minute. Let me change that. Aqualung. I said Aquaman.
I accepted it.
I know.
Because I don't know comic books. So I was like, oh, does he?
Aquaman, my friend. So, and I'm saying that because that fucking dope Chris Stanley was sending me some clips for our GPS Glam Rock, and he kept calling Ian Hunter Ian Anderson, who is the flautist from Jethro Tull, instead of the lead singer of Mott the Hoople. Let me say this. I saw red, ladies and gentlemen. I saw red when I should have been looking at Mound.
You saw red when you should have been seeing pink.
Thank you. And scene. All right. So we don't think that Ms. Tegan is alarmed. I don't think it was a complete setup.
No.
But why would you have no side to the dress?
Yeah, the slit to her dress. Now, oftentimes...
you said to the dress. I didn't know where you were going.
To the dress is well over her belly. I mean, it's at her rib cage. So the slit goes from ground to rib cage.
Probably because she's had babies.
And it is held together with what looks like a fanciful safety pin, which I believe that means that you're okay with all types. And
you do. This is a safe zone for gays and transgenders. Safety pin.
Her mound is safe.
Her mound is a look. That's
You zoomed it.
And then he's circling it with the mouse. You're fucking disgusting. By the way, this is why you have no friends or girlfriend.
I think the latter is good for friends. It's fun to just make sure everyone knows where the pubic mound is.
We know.
We saw it.
We don't need your attention.
Very
to
present.
It. Although it would be funny that if you just had that, like you read a porn and just I cut in a mouse that was just pointing at the important part, or you could draw in a little arrow.
That's what you should be looking.
Now, here's the deal with Miss Tegan. I understand that she and her legendary husband, big fans of comedy, so she's been known to show up at the Cellar, just hang out, have a great time. So, I think that she's just having fun with this.
Yes.
This is a fun, but it is a hospital schmuck.
Yes, she definitely chose this dress, chose not to wear undergarment because that would look weird. And then
I agree. A big dumb pair of panties would have ruined this.
I'm sure she gave a little twirl in the mirror beforehand and she was like, oh, this is a strong possibility, but I'm willing to take the risk.
Also, I believe this type of dress has become popular with like models and whatnot.
I don't think so.
I believe so. I read the Daily Mail.
I'm telling you right now, this is a brand new style.
This is a whole new look and one that's
vagina
not out on.
is new.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to look into this.
Wow.
Look, let me just tell you something. If I'm cut the GPS,
yes,
and I throw it to Mott the Hoople, and I hear you shall be looking for work, Chris. There's certain fuck-ups I can put up with, but not that, my friend.
And it's one that now I'm afraid, now it's in my head, I'm afraid I'm going to make the slip up.
Yes.
It's not, everything's, no.
As it wasn't just once he said it a bunch.
He just said it so many times. Here's John Anderson talking about David Bowie. Ian Anderson, what the fuck is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I catch one cold from John Anderson. I can't shake him. It's you know what? I'm going straight into best of right now. I am not risking this show.
No, come on, we can do it.
I'm not risking this show.
Think of the mound.
It's called the vagina dress, and it's a thing.
No, it's
Stop
not
it.
called the vagina dress. By who? By what source?
Look, it's a new style for women. There's one after another.
Why are you going off fucking topic rather than focusing on what we're doing?
Chrissy's wearing it.
Why are you going through a fucking collage of pictures when we do a radio show? What do I got to do to get you to focus in this moment and on our audience? What do I got to do? Fucking play tall every 2 minutes? Josh, what do you got, buddy?
Please no.
Hey, Bennington.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you're aware of this. I was stumbling through some old porno movies from the 80s, early 80s, like 83, I believe it was.
Then we're not aware.
There's a movie called The Anal Intruder, and one of the co-stars looks exactly like Chris Stanley. It's unbelievable.
Well, there's no way we're going to see a vintage porn
Did he
film.
start with this? Were you aware?
No. No. The amount of time we're watching early 80s porn, which I think might have even still been on film at that time.
Mm-hmm, probably.
It definitely was on film.
Yeah. The Anal Intruder, and that would have been a Chris Stanley lookalike. You know, there's been a lot of people who've claimed that he's a vampire who shows up in every age.
Yes.
I saw a certain drummer from Nirvana who later became lead singer of the Foo Fighters that I see Chris Stanley at different times of looking like him.
Yeah. It's in the eyes, I think.
In your eyes.
I don't think it's-
Pistols there. Your eyes. I'm sorry, I stepped on you. You were going to give a thought. You found some other pictures you wanted to show us?
No more pictures. I think it's the beard. The facial hair is what.
I thought the fucking beard was Bronx Johnny. I don't know why we can't get Bronx Johnny to stop by this show
I don't
and
know.
promote his Gaslight show.
Yeah, I would love love
Gaslight?
that.
Gas Digital.
Why is that? I don't know why that throws me off.
Because what does that mean exactly?
Fart joke?
Gomez and Sutton Digital Network Media. Gas
Jesus.
Digital Network.
That fucking...
Oh, gas is not gas. I
Yeah.
get it.
That's what smoking pot while you're coming up with ideas happens to you.
Gotcha.
Vito had a little slip that he put up to, and he's waving at me. He wants to be part of it. What is yours, Vito? On the iBang, a
Another
picturesque
sexy lady.
from yesterday. You dumb fuck. Come on, focus on your show. Why do you say what it is? I'm not going to go to him. What is it, Chris?
He put up Kylie Jenner. She's now just posting pictures of her in see-through bra, and there's nipple
Now,
everywhere.
Kylie is the only Kardashian who looks like Bruce's family.
Pretty much.
I don't know. I mean, maybe she looks like Caitlyn because of the work done, but
She's
she
got a lot
doesn't
of
even
work.
look like herself. It's really strange.
Well, wait. Is this the model one?
No,
That's Kendall.
that's Kendall.
No, so I think that the young one looks like a Jenner, and,
Right.
and this one looks more like a Kardashian. Now, what work did she have done?
Lips for sure.
I heard lips, chin, breast implants, and then ass implants also. Because there was like a drastic change from like 1 year to the next.
But, well, she's also a teen, right?
Yeah.
So that does happen.
Yeah, but if you see the before and after facially of her, it's not just a
All right,
teen
well,
look.
let's focus on these pictures. So you're saying it's a see-through bra?
Yeah.
Now, she's not doing this for modeling work, right? This is just her at her house.
It's just her Instagram.
Well, yeah,
That's what I don't get.
her
People
life
used to
is modeling
pose.
work.
Yeah, people.
Like, she lives modeling work.
That's weird, right?
Yeah.
Now, does she get? She doesn't get paid like a model gets paid.
Well, I don't know because I know that there's product placement in
Yeah.
her Instagram, but this is I don't know unless we don't realize that she's selling this bra.
All right, and whose hands are gripping that tit?
Her hands.
That's weird. How's she doing that?
She's really able to get those bows back there.
Yeah, she's got the elbows way back. That looks like a stranger's hands. And those are man hands, honey. I mean, you're going to have some work done. Have a fucking 3/4 of an inch taken off each finger. I thought Dennis Rodman snuck up behind her. I thought the worm had come in there and was just grabbing her tits like a rebound.
Look at she's really palming them.
And now there she is just like heroin chic, but from the 1940s.
Right.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Suck
This is like a very
And you wonder why Kanye had to be fucking locked up last night. They actually cuffed him and took him into a
they
nut
locked
hut.
Kanye up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said exhaustion is what.
And I don't think it was the police that locked him up. I think it was his
Nutter?
own people.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like he wouldn't go on the gurney. So they like had to put him in restraints to get him out of there into a hospital.
And they took him straight from that concert that he fucking...
No, I think they just said there was a call made in Los Angeles. I don't even know where they took him from, but it was after the crazy rant.
Well, here's what happened. He came out and did this, and it's a huge show, and the stage flies around. And he did 3 songs, and then was screaming about nonsense for, 40 minutes. And I'm watching TV, and they say, I feel bad for the people who bought tickets to his shows. The whole tour has been canceled. And I'm like, fuck anybody who bought tickets to this lunatic show. This is what you buy tickets for, right? Yeah. This is the dumb shit. If you're a Kanye fan, he's done enough that you're going to think, oh, he might just fucking melt down.
He might just come out here and Kanye the situation.
Well, when people used to fucking complain when Axl Rose used to show up, 4 hours late to a show and then jump into the pit and start swinging at people. And like people are like, what the fuck? And you're like, this happened 40 shows in a row. You know what you bought your fucking ticket for. You didn't buy the ticket to hear the album done live.
Right.
You bought a ticket to a fucking freak show. That's how I feel about Kanye fans. You don't fucking get it, then you got to be the dopiest of the dopes. This is who your guy is. He has to be locked up. Now, some people enjoy that. They want to follow a lunatic,
Yeah.
That's who you got. That's your guy.
Like every story about Kanye in the last year has involved him having a meltdown. Anytime he's been on MTV, it's just been a long, crazy ramble.
They say that he sits up at any given time 48 hours in a row, and he's just drawing these Star Wars dresses and writing babbling fucking lyrics. And it's just one, some people are on drugs, and that's a shame. But some people really need to be on some kind of drug.
Right.
And that's another kind of shame. This is where we are as 2017 comes around the corner. You're either on too many drugs or not enough drugs. But you're fucked up and you're out of bounds. You may find yourself at a Kanye West show. Wouldn't you like to have been there when they were fucking putting him on a gurney and taking him to a nut hut?
Any amount of money
Leave
to see that.
Kanye alone.
Now I know how to deal with Chris Stanley. I make one fucking phone call and he's taken away.
Oh, yeah.
Don't put me away.
That would be easy.
Don't do it.
Don't you do it.
I got nowhere else to go. I'm just fucking squirting him with a hose while he's doing sit-ups.
Plural?
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Now who's the nut? Me. Now who's the crazy person? But this is what's happening as we're coming into Thanksgiving season.
Yeah.
Everything is getting fucking weird.
Everything's getting crazy.
The Kardashian Thanksgiving's ruined now because Kanye's stuck in the hospital.
Oh, I think they'll let him out, won't they?
I don't know.
For the holiday season, they must.
Did you guys see Snoop Dogg's response?
No, I didn't.
Okay, it's up on the iBang. You're just gonna play a minute because now for the people at home that aren't going to this, just realize that he's smoking quite a bit of pot as this is going down. Give me some volume.
This nigga crazy. Have y'all heard this nigga? This nigga on stage. This nigga crazier than the shit I got on my head.
All right, first of all, let's stop that for a second. Crazier than the shit I got on my head is the funniest both attack / self-deprecating line I've ever heard in my life.
Now, I love any commentary like this, where it's like they don't have anything profound to say, and yet somehow it's amazing. It's just like, that's crazy.
Now, he thinks there's something for him to put out where he's watching it, but he's got the camera on himself,
right? We
reacting. He crazier than the shit I got on my head. And it looks like some kind of a weird hairnet, purple hairnet that he's just got.
I'm not really sure what that is. That's a new kind of hat.
But this is what happens when the king goes down. Everybody else comes in and starts to put the boots to him. Now it's time, And, Trump has got to have that in the back of his head.
Oh,
the day that they do catch him in an actual unforgivable fuck up, those same Republican people that are fucking cheering him on right now will be the ones just jabbing him with knives so they can fucking move that Pence into a seat. Maybe he should sit down and let Pence take over.
To Pensy?
Pensy will be the fucking first.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking pencil neck geek is what I like to call him.
That's good.
He shows up at a fucking show of mine. I'm just going to start playing Pencil Neck Geek, the old fucking song. Classy Freddie Blassie will be the first to go in and start biting him. Vito, I know that you said that you're the video guy, even though we have no fucking thing of it. You need to put together a thing of pictures with Mike Pence and just playing the great Pencil Neck Geek song. See if you can't make it all blow up and go viral.
I think everyone will get the reference.
Oh, boy, there it is right now. They're selling it. That fucking lasers on your house.
Oh, yeah.
What?
That got so popular. Like, I kind of saw like one or two people had it like a few Christmases ago. My whole neighborhood is filled with this Christmas last year. And I was like, since when did we start doing this?
This is the last couple of years. The infomercials are running in the middle of the night. So you're just showing dots, laser dots on your house.
It's the laziest Christmas decoration. You just set up this thing and it just shoots red and green dots all over your house. So you don't have to set up any lights.
It's a star shower if you want to know the actual name of it. There's a star shower shining on my house.
It's on both channels now.
I'm really fucking lazy. Yeah. Dude, it's the season.
Over.
It's the season.
I mean, I maybe saw one of those, one or two max 2 years ago. Last year, half the houses in my neighborhood were star showered up.
I'm going to tell my super about this.
Yeah.
Why don't you just fucking put it in your goddamn man cave?
Just in your house.
It looked pretty good. I have nothing on the walls.
You're going to keep it year round.
Why don't you put those pictures of your mom that you threw out?
I can't because they're in the
No,
garbage.
I can't think of that shit. It's so depressing.
Hey, here's our buddy Frank in the Bronx. Hey, Frank, what's up?
Hey, how are you, everyone? Enjoy the Thanksgiving. I just wanted to throw that out there. And,
Hey, you too. This is great.
you know what they forgot to tell you is that Kanye shaved his head bald, went after the photographers with an umbrella, and lost his mind before they locked him up.
Did that really happen?
That's what I heard.
That sounds like Britney. Isn't that what Britney did?
Britney.
Oh,
Start
maybe
talking
it was
English.
Britney. Maybe I made a mistake.
I mean, maybe that's just what happens when stars go nuts. You might not be wrong.
I think he took an umbrella and he put it up his ass, and then he opened it.
Well, you guys
that
stay out of the rain.
happens to the best.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, Frank.
Thanks, sir.
Peace. Oh, and Rat, you left your wallet over my house the other day. Here it is. I always come here. The strudel's great. I don't know what the fuck got into that goddamn bastard.
Yeah.
He's taking on too much. They say they kept getting reference of his fashion line was what's really was.
That's what drove him nuts.
Yeah, because he is, he has.
I think
tour.
that's just a product of his insanity.
His fashion line is unwearable. I mean, you got to be living on fucking Tatooine to think that those fucking clothes fit.
I don't know. I kind of like derelict. Derelict.
How are they going to fit in this little building? And Thanksgiving is coming, and we're going to be doing our Thanksgiving show. You will hear what we did at the Hard Rock Cafe and all of the surprise guests, and every one of them did great.
It was such a fun family night, and we had so many funny people join us.
And that premieres this Thursday at noon, replays Friday, and then replays on Saturday at 5 and Sunday at 9.
That's great.
And it'll be available on demand.
And you'll hear me get punked at the end of the show. So it's a really, really fun night all the way around. And Vito was there.
Yeah.
And your mom.
Yeah, she had a great time. She kept telling me to tell you guys. She said thank you.
Even when I threw her out?
Yeah.
She didn't leave.
What was her problem that night?
Stop calling her dude.
I was teasing her about being one of only 2 Trump supporters in the whole house. I always like to find the Trump supporters.
Oh, yeah. or at least the vocal ones.
I know.
Yeah,
There's gotta
how
be-
many quiet Trump supporters are there?
You can't go by us. We're in the bubble.
Right.
We're in the Brooklyn bubble. That was a fucking hilarious sketch.
It's
great.
Brooklyn with a bubble on it. I went down to MCA's park because they were doing a rally down there.
Oh, because of the
So they had
anti-Semitic stuff?
Yeah, so they had wrote some anti-Semitic stuff and some swastikas. So the community kind of came together, and Ad Rock was there, and a bunch of people had showed up. Hundreds showed up, and the entire time, this was Sunday morning. The entire time, I was looking around at these people of every color, just like they're showing their support. And I just kept thinking, it's Brooklyn with a bubble on it. And I was like, it's so safe here.
It's the safest of places.
But it was only Ad Rock who showed?
No. What's the other Beastie Boy's name? He was there too. But
Mike?
Ad Rock spoke. What's the other Beastie Boy name?
Mike, right?
Well, I mean...
Mike D.
Yeah, Mike D. He was there too, but I think only Ad Rock spoke. It was very difficult to tell, though, because we were so far back.
packed out, right?
Oh, yeah, it was a ton of people. I don't know what, the final count was, but many, many hundreds in this, little...
I saw pictures. It was fucking crazy.
Ad Rock was the one that was married to Iona Sky.
I don't know. Who was he married to? He's married to Kathleen Hanna now.
Yeah.
But I don't know who his previous...
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Those beasties always did well with the ladies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the idea that Kathleen Hanna and Ad Rock are a couple, is there anything cooler than that? I don't think there is.
Well, the other one is married to the filmmaker, too. That we had in who did the Basquiat
Oh, yeah,
film,
yeah.
because she was married to him. I'm not married to him, but she was in a relationship with him. So they do, this is a pretty cool thing that they run the whole time. So no one knows who did it.
No, it was just it wasn't like a protest so much as it was like a coming together, a rally to say this community outnumbers this kind of
The anti-Semitic.
hateful. Yeah. And it was just rough because it's it's not just that it was, defaced a park that was named after somebody who was Jewish. It's a place where kids play, and it's a large Jewish community there.
Where my wife sleeps and my children come to play with their toys. I was like, easy, Mike. Oh, what the fuck are you accusing me?
She sleeps in this park?
Now, Ad Rock also was in Bridget Everett's band.
Yes, he is in what is the name of her backing
Tender
band?
Moments.
Tender Moments. Although when I saw her, he was not there that night, but he usually is in her group.
We like to send our GPSs to Bridget Everett because we really want to fucking just come up with a set list for her of songs that we want her to do. You saw her not too long ago, right?
Yeah, I saw her at Town Hall do her show, and it was so fantastic. Now, I've seen the special, so I knew what I was getting into, but it's one of those acts you have to see in person. And I had great seats because I was right on the balcony, so it was I could really enjoy her fuck with everyone in the crowd and not be like, am I going to get picked up and played like a guitar?
It's like you climbed a flagpole and we're just enjoying a fucking riot underneath you. Who's our interns today?
We have Nick at Night.
Nick at Night. Is that you trying to
Shawn
come
Michaels?
up with a new character?
I think that was Shawn Michaels.
I thought it was Sweet Boy.
Send Sweet Boy in. Because I got to check to see if he has a problem with being called Sweet Boy. I'm not comfortable with it.
I've never called an intern like that.
Hey, there's a couple of trailers up on the iBank today. One is the comedian, Robert De Niro, and a lot of our friends were extras and cameos in this movie. You never know who makes it or not, but I know he shot something with Jim Norton or Jim Norton at the table. And I've been seeing reviews that are terrible. They're just ripping them.
Really?
But I saw this fucking trailer and I'm like, this looks fucking great.
That's always interesting when that happens because you have to wonder, are they not getting it or is someone just fantastic? Some people are just really good at that.
I will say this. I think you're more likely to see a movie that you're like, oh, the trailer made it look like shit, but this is... But to take something that's shit and make it into a good trailer,
yeah,
I don't know. Go over and if you're a De Niro fan or a comedy fan, go over and look at the trailer. Then there's also the trailer out for the Pete Holmes Crashing, which a lot of our friends are in.
Nice.
Big J plays. Well, everybody that was buddies with Pete Holmes, I think, plays some kind of a buddy with him here. So this should be a really interesting show. Particularly for comedy fans, but I thought Pete Holmes's TV show, that late night show that he did, I thought it was fucking terrific.
Yeah,
and I mean, they were experimenting on the air. It just felt to me like they were going to just turn the corner when they yanked the plug on it, because everyone always acts like, why do we have to see the same cookie cutter shit late night? And somebody was doing something different, and they went, "This is
different.
This is crazy."
I'm used to this.
I watched the show and his desk wasn't there.
He needs a desk.
Everything should be the same. Where's the band?
Monologue to the desk. Bring out the guests.
Monologue, video piece, desk piece, boring guest, comedian, and get out of there. They always put the comedian or the band with 4 minutes left in the show now. I'm like, do you realize you got Peter Wolf? Why are you playing him for 4 minutes at the end?
It's kind of interesting that they stick the comedian at the end because you would think that would be like warm up almost. You know what I mean?
According to Jay Lendo, he said that every time you put a stand up on late night, it dips. The people will tune out.
Yeah, but if you put them in between guests or
yes, people will tune out. That's according to him. I don't know. I don't sit and look at the ad beaters. Here's Nick at Night, our guy. You picked up. I don't know whether you're familiar that you're being called Sweet Boy by that weirdo.
I'm familiar with it.
Is it uncomfortable with you? Should I take you to HR?
No. I take it as more of he's calling me a sweet person.
He is.
And a good person.
Yes.
Than anything more than that.
But also his feelings that he likes his sweet boy close.
Yeah, he mutters it to himself when you're not there, dude.
I love my sweet boy. I'm sad when he's not here on certain days.
I know that you are.
You can't say
but
that.
We don't want to get overly attached to the interns, right?
He's such a good sweet boy. Like, it's just my sweet boy.
He's not here for you. He's not a service animal. He is here for his future. And that's our job. He does work for us, and we try to see if we can't help him with his future. This is a very easy concept with interns, but I would say 99% of the people don't get it.
Really? You think that most people don't get that?
They don't get that, you meet a kid like this, and you're going like, where can he fit into the world? This is what he's interested in. I know it's sound and vision for you. Mm-hmm. Sound. He loves sound. Now, by the way, have you paying attention to this 3D sound that they're really going with now, where it'll be like, and Gail's aunt was playing this for me the other night. So you put these headphones in and you hear like distance, right? You close your eyes and you can feel somebody coming behind you.
Oh, shit.
A helicopter. You can tell where it is in the sky just by listening.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Now, was this worked on to be coupled with the virtual reality experience?
It is, but also there's a thought that this is an experience of its own, that there's something better when you're not using your eyes, that you'll be having a separate experience than anything that you can look at. I brought this up yesterday, and it's up on the iBank. I prefer listening to a comedy album over seeing the video of a stand-up. A couple reasons. One is that you pay more attention to the timing and the material, and you're less the flying fox going around the theater,
Yeah.
the lady who's laughing hysterically and pointing at her friend. You know what I mean? Like all those things that if you were in a club, you're not going to be looking to see what the audience is doing.
I really like to listen to comedy albums on the train. Like if I have a new one to listen to, I love downloading a comedy album, listening to it during a commute.
I think that's a great idea because it is, and particularly with headphones in, I think is even more of a submersive thing.
And I think it's funny when you're trying not to laugh on a train aloud.
Church laughs, I used to call them. I was, and you could ask anybody who went to school with it, I was incredibly funny in church.
Yeah.
Because I had a couple witty lines like it was a quiet when I go, who let one? And
Oh, that's going to go over big.
Yeah.
That's going to go over.
That got the and then I would probably do a little under my
like
nose.
a little PU
Yeah.
motion.
Yeah. With excuse me. Right, guys? But the laugher is more likely to get caught than the person who created the laugh.
And I also like on the train seeing other people, like if I see somebody holding back a laugh, it's funny because you look around, you see a bunch of people with headphones, you're just assuming everyone's listening to music. But when I see someone like smirking and smiling, like, oh, they're either listening to comedy or they're listening to a funny podcast or radio show.
Right.
So I always think that's funny when you're like, oh, you're not listening to music. Music isn't funny.
Last time we were at a funeral, I had this nephew, and I guess he's 5 or 6, and he had the big job of he was helping to put the cloth over the coffin. So he was lined up, and there was, the priest was there, and they were all next to me. We're on the corner, and I call him over, and I go, about the priest. I point at the priest, and I go, watch out for that guy. I don't trust him. And then the kid says, so I think I got off the funny line. The kid goes, why? And I spent the rest of the funeral laughing, thinking.
I was next to you when you did it, and I was like in full tears a moment before that.
Yeah.
And then spend the next 10 minutes trying to be like, now I'm laughing. Now I look crazy because I'm like shoving my hair in my mouth and trying not to laugh aloud.
And I was like with the kid, I don't have time to explain pedophilia to you right now. Just keep your head on a swivel. I'll get you later. But that was the cutest thing. Why? What the fuck is going to happen?
What do you know?
He was so, you can tell when a kid likes to get a little job. Like a kid loves pomp and circumstance, Mm-hmm. Oh, when we were at elementary school putting the flag up, we were enthralled. We were like little Nazis. Nobody wanted to move. We were like little stormtroopers. And any kind of rules about the flag, like if it touches the ground, you burn it or bury it. We were the only ones in the country paying attention to that. It was very important to us. We were alt-right. We were like tiny little alt-rights. Holy shit, comic strip idea. The little alt-rights.
Oh.
Just little kids who were real nationalists.
And good title. The kids are alt-right.
Alt-right. Holy shit.
Song parody.
The kids are alt-right. Get a hold of Paranoid.
Did you ever see the flag actually hit the ground, though? Did you kind of want to hit the flag?
I tried to make it hit the ground a couple times myself. I was just pulling the rope down as fast as I could.
Because if you know that rule exists, you wanted to fucking be put in the place.
Of course you do.
All that pomp and circumstance when you were a kid, that was so silly. Did you ever you did it? Were you in?
I never did it.
It was valid. I got actually sent. Me and my friends got sent to the principal's office once for putting the flag down at half mast because that has to be an official order.
Right.
But we did it because our teacher had passed away, and we thought that was a good.
First of all, it's adorable.
I think it's pretty good.
And I would have done it.
And they thought that it was 1, inappropriate, and 2, kind of mocking the death of our teacher. And we were like, no, we're not making. We were trying to be I thought that was a pretty cool idea we had.
There's a great big pair of fat pants up on the flagpole right now. First of all, you should point out the cops aren't going to come around and go, why is that at half mast?
I know.
Martin Luther King did not die.
For one day. Let them do it. We thought it was a cool idea.
I heard some people put the flag at half-mast when Trump won.
Really?
Yeah, and other people had the flag upside down. And that means
right.
We're in jeopardy or something.
Distress.
Yeah, distress.
Oh, distress.
That's just distress signal.
Not hell.
Again, as the time that a fucking kid is like, oh my God, thanks for letting me know that. I'll write that down. I see that, I'll know that they're under siege.
I'm always going to remember this. This could come in handy.
I used to love like any battle flag that was all torn and tattered.
Oh, it's badass.
Burnt on the ends, when you're a kid. And then that's the only time, like, you'll take your book and you'll go through flags of the nation. You're like, Ireland, could you fucking think a little bit?
Yeah.
You and Italy, look like you. Ireland, Italy, and France look like they could give two fucks about their flag.
They just don't care. They just didn't care. Put a little effort into it.
Yes, come up with an insignia.
Something cool, like a badass, like coat of arms. Like this represents your whole country.
Yeah, everything can't be Neapolitan ice cream. You fucking dopes.
Fucking let it drop already.
What's that mean?
Like, just maybe get a new flag. What would be the problem if they actually got a new flag? I don't think
there's not a problem.
I mean,
but it's their flag. I mean, do we ever sit around saying, do we need a new flag?
Our flag's all right.
Our flag or the Civil War flag, though?
Civil War flag's a lot cooler.
Say, it goes to show you're all right. You're all right. But yeah, I agree with you. It's some pretty cool fucking flags. But a parody of the original, Stars and Bars.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, they just did a better job with design. We're talking about design, not what it represents. Just design. It's a better job.
What, the rebel flag is a better design, you think?
Yeah.
It's got a cool look about it.
It's great. It's great at a concert. I'm not going to lie to you.
What's that thing?
It's cool looking.
Any concert, really.
No. It's got to be a Southern rock concert. All right, I was going to give you guys this premise because this actually went down the other night at a family party, and I thought, we could put it up here and see how people do. There's a door, right?
Okay.
There's a door. Coming through that door is somebody on the planet Earth that you will have sex with for 1 hour.
Okay.
What price do you charge to take this, to spin the wheel and make the deal? You get to come up with any price at all. Vito, I'm going to go to you first. What price? You don't know who they are. Could be Chrissy Teigen and her now famous mound. Could be the most hideous person that you can imagine. But you are going to have sex with this person for an hour. What do you charge?
I'm going to go 12 grand.
12 grand. Now, you realize that this could be the most hideous, disgusting person on the planet.
Yeah, but like 12 grand, I could get like a decent amount of rent for the year in New York. Then I could just go to bars, and for the rest of the year, I could find whatever I want to bring home.
Well, first of all, if you can find a place for $1,000
that's
a month,
that's a unicorn.
And, yes, and then have leftover money, it reminds me that your mom's paying the rent, and is rent controlled.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yes, $12,000 for 1 month might get you a decent apartment in New York. All right, make it night.
I'd have to say probably about $500,000.
$500,000.
Yeah.
Chris Stanley.
$250.
$250 what?
$250.
You could end up being with a diseased, skanky man.
$250.
That's what I'm charging, right? That's the money I'm getting.
This is my per diem, right? I mean, no one touches this $250. Okay.
No, you're paying $250. You dope. Why would you pay?
You're getting the.
This is a lady or a tiger moment.
And I also want to remind you, this question began with any amount of money.
Any amount.
And you chose.
By the way, billions are in it. You could have, with this fucking story,
you just
become
chose
the richest human being on the planet Earth.
250.
You're all low
single dollars.
First of all, you're not just whores. You're cheap whores. Gail, do you remember your price?
I remember what my price was. It was $250,000.
Cheap whore, in my opinion.
Yeah. I was not, and I was embarrassed because I went first, and to hear how high the other women's answers were, pretty embarrassing. That there was multiple millions by everyone else
One person went billions because he thought, if I'm going to do this, I'll be and I'm like, you're the only person who's given this any thought.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like a real slut.
You're worse than a slut.
No. Yeah, I mean...
You're a dope. Andrew in Jersey.
Hey, Ronnie B, are we talking gay sex or straight sex? Because gay sex, I got to go more.
You don't know. That's the thing.
You don't know.
So if that is something that you would charge more, your bottom should be higher. Chris's bottom for having gay sex is $250, which, by the way, you probably could go down the street and charge more with that because you're a pretty good-looking dude.
Thanks, Ron.
You're at least a $350 fucking. But
I want to also add to the rules. Now, you specified 1 hour. To me, within that hour, the other person has to come to completion. Because you have to make it enjoyable for them. You might not enjoy yourself. You probably won't.
You know what? You can see what a girl she is because coming to completion when you're a woman, you know what I mean? When you're with a woman, you don't understand what it's like with some women where you have to take them to get them to completion. I mean, you got to fucking empty the calendar. You got to change the lighting. You know what I mean? You're trying fucking moves you never even came in with before. Your jaw's locking up. It's not the slam dunk that a girl has with a guy. And everyone always makes like an impotent guy. Everyone's like, oh my God, he couldn't get it up. The amount of women who can't get it up in this fucking nation of ours. And I'm saying with a skilled person, a person who has to go out of their way to be a pleaser, and he's still like, you know what? We'll try it again tomorrow. You know what I mean? We'll try it again tomorrow. Maybe it's me and fishnets. Maybe that'll do it for you.
At the very least, you're going to have to work for it. You can't just lay there for an hour and
Tell
just
that
take
to fucking women. Tell that to women.
I'm just saying it's an hour worth of work. That's all I'm going to say, is that you have to put the effort into it, no matter who walks through that door.
There's no way to play this game with Chris Stanley because he's lowered the bar, but I'm going to give this to Nick. Let's suppose it changes like this, and it'll be a sliding scale. So if you want a lot of money, you'll be with a hideous person. But suppose you say a nickel, and I could guarantee you're going to be with somebody who's in the 99 percentile or 1%er of beauty on the earth. Do you go for the money or do you go for the one in a lifetime, I'm with an incredibly hot chick?
That's tough. I mean, I would probably, to be honest, just because of how a college student needs money, I would probably go for the money. I'd just maybe say, hey, like either I have to close my eyes the whole time or, something like that.
Right. So for an amazing amount of money, would you be with an incredibly hideous open sword person?
Smelly.
Yeah.
Is there any between either one or the other? Has to be one or the other?
No.
No, it's just
your
like
sliding scale would fit in.
Okay.
So you were charging what? You were $250.
I was $500,000, but
$500,000. You're going to be in for a rough hour. I'm not going to fucking guarantee you that you're not.
Yeah,
it's going to be it's not going to be as rough as the hour for somebody who went for 10 million or the billion.
Yes.
I mean, the person who went in for the billion. And by the way, this is an hour. Would somebody? I mean, people work their entire lives like animals, and they'll get a fucking percentage of that billion, the tiniest percentage.
Yeah.
So somebody who's really willing to do it for the billion, they have my respect. But you would also have my respect of, you know what? I'll go in for a penny. Maybe I'll get Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, maybe. That's a gamble.
And I'm saying peak Angelina Jolie. I don't know where she is right now. I don't keep up. I don't read the fashion magazines.
Now,
Tomb Raider Angelina Jolie.
With the sliding scale introduced into this game, I feel like my amount stays the same, and I feel very comfortable with it. Because $250,000 for 1 hour's worth of work is not going to be the best person walking through the door. But I don't think for $250 I'm going to get like a hideous beast.
Well, I
think this is like, it's not going to be enjoyable, but I'm going to get through it, and I'm going to walk away with a nice chunk of change.
I don't know, because let's say a Las Vegas hooker on fight night. Right?
Mm-hmm.
She's going to charge what, 10 G's? And I mean, she's going to be with, a scumbag, a rich scumbag,
sure.
Right? I don't want to give out what part of the world that he's coming from, But we all know what you're going to do for that kind of money.
Yeah.
That's $10,000 compared to your $250. You might be in more trouble than you think.
You really think so?
I'm just saying. $250,000.
I guarantee a lot of people are going millions, if not billions, on this.
Oh, no. I get what you're saying.
A lot of women.
Charlie Sheen ain't going to fucking pay $250. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're going to get something unpleasant for $250.
No, I'm aware that it's not going to be good, but I just think it's something I'm going to be able to handle. I think I'm going to be strong enough to get through that hour and walk away, and without like a life-changing, scarring hour.
Yeah.
That's
Now,
what I think.
here's the beauty
I'm very
of it.
comfortable with my amount.
We mocked out Chris to begin with for the $250.
Yeah.
He's probably going to get a real looker. I mean, I honestly could see him, maybe even one of the NFL cheerleader at $250.
Interesting.
Yeah, definitely. That's nice.
But you're only going to have $250. You're a guy who needs money a hell of a lot more than Nick at Night because he has the possibility of making money in the future.
Yeah.
You don't.
It's
You
over
don't.
for
I mean,
me.
you have no skills, you have no ambition, you have no drive.
Well, all right.
Yeah, I mean, then you're $250 for what? A story that no one's going to believe you about this magic sex store? You know what I mean?
Yeah, wait. No one's going to believe him?
That's bullshit.
That he had sex with a chill? I don't think you can walk
He's
away
a-
with bragging rights.
First of all, he's a lot of things, but he's not a liar. As a matter of fact, he's such a gentleman, I bet he keeps it to himself.
Really?
I bet he doesn't even tell us he was with Chrissy Teigen. He certainly doesn't want Legend to find out about it.
Oh, hell no. I saw him up here the other day.
This sex store is going to be our little secret, Tegan.
Don't you worry about the sex store.
Here's what would be worse, right? What would be worse? Somebody that was like completely fucking disgusting, right? That you just see him, you're like, oh, geez, I gotta work this out. Or for that same $250, Gail, you get to get somebody that you know and hate.
Oh,
I mean, for that $250, this could end up being someone that you know intimately. We don't know. This is a fucking Black Mirror. This could be your guy's brother, for all you know. Yeah.
No.
Well, you wanted the $250. You
want
spin
that
the
money.
wheel. You made the deal.
You want that money, don't you, Gil?
It's too late now. You fucking signed a deal with the devil,
Yeah.
and that's the kind of risk you're taking.
Yeah,
you
like
could be
something
with Mike
because-
Pence.
I could be with Pence. I could be with Trumpy.
How much to be with Pence? What do you think the price is?
Just specifically Pence.
That's going to be your choice. What would you a sexual hour with Pence? What would you charge?
$65,000.
So first of all, you're going to go $250 with not any idea.
Can I explain myself with the $250?
I don't think so, but go ahead.
I thought that we're charging people to use the door. That's why I said $250. So it's like I said $250 because I'm going for
It's their money.
quantity over quality. So I'm like,
Wait, you're saying
You think multiple people are going to get to blow through the door.
Yeah.
So you're opening a business,
I
is
thought
what
it
you're
was more
saying.
like a pimp thing.
Sex Store Incorporated. Where
not
every
making
time
sense.
somebody
I know.
wants-
That's
You're
what-
fucking
Nobody set that up.
I know.
Like, why was that planted in your brain?
I don't know.
Why did you think the game was door tolls?
For Pence?
All right, wait. This is really Liz Fire said this. I would have slept with Pepper for free at one point. Now I'd barely let him jerk on me.
So you're saying there's a cuck opportunity? Said barely.
Now I want to know at what point Liz would have slept with you. No, when was
What
her
era?
Pepper peaked? But I remember the first time that you met Chris, you thought he was a very handsome fellow.
I don't think that happened. I don't think
So
that
wasn't
you
Chris?
you get confused. You're thinking of your Irish friend who is now married.
What am I thinking of? My Irish friend,
Mooch?
Dave.
Mooch.
Oh, Mooch.
Yeah.
For some reason, I had American Irish. I didn't think Irish.
No.
Yeah,
I was
everybody was crazy about
But
Mooch.
I was trying to be set up with Chris.
Oh yeah, that was
everyone was encouraging it. Yes, everyone was trying to make that happen, despite the fact that both of us were with people at the time. And I'm like, this is not a dating game.
Yeah,
that
but
needs
you
to
were
happen.
with a pretty unpleasant person.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
he was a lovely person.
No. It wasn't that one. It was the one before him, or the one in between.
Oh well, that makes sense if that was the case.
Yeah.
But
That was the guy.
if that was the case, then maybe I'll accept that as to trying to get me away from that.
And no one said you had to. We just thought it would be a much better idea than
right, the current situation.
But I never attacked the current situation. But ugh. All right, so I mean that would
Right.
maybe have been $250,000.
But I will admit that I was a little gaga when I met Mooch.
Oh, sure, but all the girls were.
Yeah,
I was.
Yeah, he had an uncomfortable bromance.
Yeah, he was my sweet boy.
Where I remember Mooch was going somewhere and you wouldn't let him go. You're like,
no, we're going. We were leaving Floria's.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you're not. It was like before he was going back to Ireland. I was like, no, you're coming uptown. We're going to keep this thing going.
Yeah, but you weren't that fun about it. You were whispering that.
Oh, man, it's creepy.
Yeah, you were very weird. And he's like, I really got to go. You know, what I got to thing. He's like, oh, man, but just fucking 5 minutes. Come on, just come meet this guy. And the rest of us were standing there going, this has gotten odd very fast. And then even like the next couple of days after Mooch left, Chris was just, you just see him staring out the window, fucking smoking.
Yeah.
Fuck, I wonder where he is now. Probably taking a steamer back to Dublin.
Hope he's okay.
You were weird.
Yeah.
You were fucking weird then.
It was a fucking bromance, dude.
Oh, I'll tell you this too. The Liz Sets Fire thing with you would have worked out. Even now, if you only got to barely jerk on her.
Look, I'm the Trump cup,
doesn't
dude.
seem that bad.
No,
it's not awful.
No, it's jacking in the corner.
And is she being charged $250 or how does this work?
I don't think there's a magic door involved, but if there is, yeah, $250, Liz.
It's not a magic door. It's just a fucking door.
It's a sex door.
Okay, it's a sex door. Just a sex door.
Just a sex
Justin, do you think that Vito would at least try to pay off his student loans? Yeah, how much do you owe in student loans, you dumb mutt?
Fucking
I think now it's around 90,000. So we're doing good.
And you went for $12,000 to make up a mysterious 1954 New York City rent thing, and then go out to bars.
Find out a rent control place.
Yeah, how?
Dude, they're the rarest of the rare. They were rare even in the days that you could get one.
Yes. It's fucking impossible.
It's really difficult.
I know a guy who waited 9 years, and now he's got a rent control place. He put in 9 years before, and then he just gets a call one day that says, this place is open. You go, and he's like, fuck yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't work for all the young 20-somethings, you know? If you're fucking 24 and broke, and then you hear, in 9 years, you might get something that's still going to be like $2,700.
There's an outside chance.
I could chill with Leslie for another 9 years.
She doesn't want that, man.
She wants you out of there. She has no privacy.
She has a boyfriend that she can't even bring home.
I don't think she minds at all. I think they have that kind of thing going.
Close.
When I moved back home, she was pumped.
I don't blame her. I mean, she likes to cook, right?
She loves to cook.
So just to watch that food disappearing like it really is delicious, no matter what.
Yeah.
She can throw some ketchup on some beets and he's like just fucking wolfing it down. I call that beet ketchup, honey.
More.
Chris, you got too caught up in the door. I mean, it could be a fireman's pole that they're sliding down.
That would be really fun.
Yeah.
Magical pole.
Or would it be better like they come up out of the floor like rock stars do?
Yeah, that would be cool. And then like get some like almost like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire type production, like and like the lights kind of just you're like no.
Look at our two fucking producers. We can't even get a car horn on this show. We can't do it, Ron. What if there was a bit with a car horn? Sorry. We don't even have a 360 anymore.
No, this room doesn't even have the ability to put a 360 in
But
it.
you were supposed to be able to use a laptop for that, remember?
A tablet, yeah.
Okay. What happened to that?
I didn't set it up.
Oh, boy. I think we better break now. Nick at Night, did you get to meet the people in the engineering department?
Yes, I did.
How did it go?
It went really, really well. He showed me around, I think, the studio. Which studio was that? One of the sports studios.
Yeah.
He was showing me around it, like showing me where the patch bay was, showing me a couple different things. He said anytime I want to go into like the big engineering area, I can go in with him. So he was
That'd
really
be
helpful.
great, dude. Do that. Yeah. And he can't do any board work as an intern. They don't let you.
I can show him just on like other boards, like how to run a show. But like this board runs differently than all the other boards. That would make sense for him.
Actually, we have him run our board for Big Brother and the Holding Company.
Yes.
Sweet.
That's very cool.
It's been a lot of fun. I think so
You do
far
a
it's been
great
all right,
job.
Thank you.
I was lucky enough to sit in live for a taping once.
I was listening to the last episode, and the only thing I liked is the way the board ran.
Oh, good.
We should watch the show. You'll understand what's happening.
No, I can never understand who you're talking about. Why you're so mad at Jason? Is it that
Jason is just the worst. He's just a bully.
Jason's the guy from the old the cat voice.
Yeah, I remember him.
He's garbage.
But I liked him when he was on then. Why do you hate him now?
He's just like a really mean dude, and he's not a good player. He's just not.
But America likes him?
Yeah, all right, look. There's the internet, and there's like message boards, there's Twitter, and then there's just regular people watching. And it's all over the place, but he has Twitter on his side. Twitter loves Jason. The message boards love Shelby, who is my favorite player.
And who does the regular people like? You don't know?
They like to do Justin.
So it could be a big finale coming up next couple weeks, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks, I believe, yeah.
Big Brother and the Holding Company. It's over at the iBang. These guys, they love Big Brother. I can't, since it's not on TV, I can't sit around watching a computer like
I kind of wish that it had been.
One of the best casts in years.
Yeah.
Like, there was like multiple great people on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's great personalities.
It's just, they were such a mix of different people that were just so conflicting, and you had the Paulie like with the guy named Monty. You had Shelby, who was that girl who just cursed up a storm, and she's fantastic. I think I like her too.
I love her.
And then you have Jason, who really has played not a great game.
He hasn't played the game.
Last time I feel he played it better and he got out earlier. But this time he's just kind of sitting back and he just talks crap about the whole cast. Even his friends he talks crap about the whole time. So
And then there was Scott the Virgin King, who was
that was your boy. That was like
favorite.
the kind of weird looking kid.
Yeah, it was the guy who looked really bizarre.
The guy that was really into the gold and silver the first night he walked in.
Yeah, he was a strange dude.
He was the first one in the house.
I watched that first, like the first night.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is fun. I'm going to watch every day. I couldn't.
Could have checked the 8-minute daily recaps that they got going.
I guess that's what I should have done.
Oh, I didn't know about that. All right, let's break here. We'll be right back. Bennington.
Bennington, Raw Dog Comedy, Sirius XM 99.
Tito's. They got a handmade vodka. And from what I understand, it's a whole pretty good deal there, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a great deal.
How come?
Well, did you know the whole Tito story? The Tito beverage tale?
I've heard about it. Know it? I can't say I do.
Okay, so let me just explain it to you. In 1995.
Can you get a drink first before
yeah, sure.
So this is a 95. I guess that like grunge was dying but not completely dead.
Yeah, it was kind of on the outs.
But we weren't quite even boy band. Right?
No, not really. It wasn't
who was the biggest act of that? I'm going to say Boys to Men and Mariah Carey in 95.
Yeah, it was kind of like a poppy time. It was like a little bit of a dormant time for rock, I feel. I mean, I could be wrong, but
it's sad to hear, because for those about to rock, we salute you.
But there was
with a cannon.
There was a little light at the end of the tunnel, because in 1995.
Oh wait, you know who was big in 95? It was Seal, and then TLC.
Okay, so actually that is pretty cool. So it was a cooler time than I realized.
Well, Waterfalls.
Yeah, sure.
And it's true. Ever since I heard that song, I've never chased a single waterfall.
Okay. Maybe that seems like worked for them. But let me tell you about somebody who did chase a waterfall. Chase and succeed.
Is it Chase Manhattan?
No, it's not Chase Manhattan. Now, just listen up. I have a story to tell you. In 1995, Tito Beverage.
Don't go chasing waterfall. Sticking with the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
I seen a rainbow yesterday.
In
That sounds like Left Eye. You ever notice that on the kind of radio version of that rap did not take place? They cut it out completely.
They do cut out the rap, and it's a mistake. It's a huge mistake. It's the best part of the song.
Great, Gail, but I'd like to hear you talk about Tito's a little bit.
Okay, I'm trying
and
to.
then get back to TLC on your own times.
In 1995, Tito Beveridge had this crazy idea. He wanted to build his own micro distillery and incorporate the boutique winery concept into the spirits industry. He acquired the first legal permit to distill in Texas and put his life savings into it. He racks up 19 credit cards to build his own copper pot stills and condensers.
Wow.
Now, you might think that's chasing a waterfall.
I do.
You might think that.
Yeah.
But since he did that, he's awarded a 95 rating by wine enthusiasts. Won the unanimous Judges' Choice double gold medal at the World Spirits Competition and the Chairman's Trophy for the world's best vodka tonic.
Sounds like that man caught a waterfall.
That's right. That's exactly what he did.
Wow. Tito Beveridge hits the long ball. Let's just say this. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to.
I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all, but I think you're moving too fast. Come on. I seen Tito yesterday.
You know, Tito still makes his vodka on the same land where he started it all, Austin, Texas.
Wait, he's still in Austin after all this time.
Why? Because he caught a waterfall.
You know what?
You're going to leave after that?
But what you're saying is he chased his dream.
He did.
In this case, it was a waterfall, but a waterfall of vodka of his own design, his own dream. And that's the American dream.
It is. It truly is. And it's a success story. You don't have to listen to TLC on everything.
No.
Maybe on Scrubs, but not on this.
Right, it's two. And this Tito is no scrub. That's for sure.
I'm so passionate about Tito.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad he did chase that waterfall.
Oh, I am too, man.
We're all benefiting. We're all underneath the waterfall with our simple bottles and our modest paper labels.
And it's made from corn, right?
Yeah, it is.
Naturally gluten-free?
Exactly. It's a gluten-free waterfall.
Now, here's the other thing, too. At titosvodka.com, you just don't just find out about the vodka, but there's recipes, songs.
This song?
I hope this is on it. And, you know, even more.
Tito's hand...
Go chasing waterfall.
I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing.
Tito's handmade vodka is distilled from corn and is naturally gluten-free. Visit us at titosvodka.com for recipes, songs, and more. Handcrafted to be savored responsibly.
It's the Bennington Show. And I'm taking a little time to charge up this phone of mine.
Nice.
You know? Let the phone get a drink.
Glug, glug.
You guys still into the Westworld scene?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm in.
Watch the last episode?
I did.
I'm in.
Pretty
I
edgy.
watched it. Mm-hmm.
Pretty edgy.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say something. The lady who works the bar,
Maeve?
Maeve, she's too close to the edge. I don't see her making the season.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, this is like season 4, season 5 stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, she's going to crack the code. Not the end of season 1.
I assume that she goes out in Blaze of Glory. I mean, like real dead. Where they cut her head off. They ditch that fucking robot body somewhere.
I guess Real Dead could be it, but it's funny that you say that because if you put her back together, is she the same person? Like if you rebooted her.
I think she's going to get a worse fate than that, which is just a reprogramming, and she's back into the system, no wiser than she was.
That's not a bad idea. And
that's worse than death, because she's already like, I'm not afraid to die because I already do it.
But it already sets her up that a couple years from now, a couple seasons from now, she could
get back and remember this. I love Maeve.
She's good. She's a really good actor.
She's fantastic.
And I don't know her before this deal.
She was in a few things. I can't really remember what
it's very
it
hard
was.
with TV actors, the way they slide in and out of stuff.
She was in Crash. She was the wife in Crash.
That got felt up?
Yeah.
That shocks me. That was a very classy molestation.
It was.
And some people said that's happened to them before, even rich people. That a cop has pulled them over and he got a little gropey.
Yeah.
So I'm all caught up with that. I'm almost finished Black Mirror. I'm taking a little break for myself. I'm sure I'll be done by the time we come back. I found the song from that thing too that I love so much.
Oh yeah, you were telling me that.
Yeah, I've been wanting
song.
I've been wanting to put it in, but this goddamn racist animal, Chris Stanley, he had lined it up where it was going to be. We were going to play the white lady who sings it in karaoke instead of the original.
See, I thought the white lady singing it was the original.
How could it be? She was around in the early '60s.
I screwed up.
But you're going to dig this song because
I can't wait to hear it.
I might even play it for you now. No, it's like kind of more of a start of the show thing, right?
I think it's a good start to the show song.
All right, let's save it.
Well, I didn't realize it was. I was being called a racist. I didn't realize it was a cover. I thought that was the original. That was my screw up.
Oh, hey, May said this. Ever catch yourself singing along and going and laughing during a live read? That's very nice. I rewatched Colin's fucking stand-up special last night. I was laughing just as much. I've decided there's a piece up on the iBang about some of the best lines in it, but the thing that got to me was about the arrogance of a New Yorker, where they could meet like a fucking brain surgeon or something, and be like, you know, I got it. He's smart, but he just doesn't get
He's
it.
not.
He doesn't have
like
that
the tap of the
New
head.
York thing, you know.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that common sense that we're looking for.
Not street smart, so.
It really fucking made me laugh because I really think even a lot of people that I see talking about stuff, I still kind of feel like they're dopes, even if they're a scientist.
Right.
Like that fucking Stephen Hawking doesn't mean shit to me.
Really?
I'm not saying that he's fucking stupid, but he should be able to figure out a way to get up by now. You know what I'm saying?
He concentrated on physics. Concentrate on medicine, Stephen. Help yourself a little bit.
Medicines.
Biology, whatever.
I'm got a master in medicines, and I like to get a doctorate in that and open up a nice medicines place for myself. Concentrate on medicines.
I'm just saying maybe he picked the wrong field.
And you know that I'll like sometimes hear a lawyer, like I got a bad thing with lawyers where I actually feel like could do it better if I had the time.
I think you could.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not going to fucking sit around in school raising my hand like a little piece of fucking garbage.
You're a straight trial lawyer, dude.
Come on in for a second. Come on in. Ladies and gentlemen, you never know the drop-ins we're going to get from the morning show. It's Sam. How are you, Sam?
Oh, Sam.
Hello.
First of all, congratulations are in order because I hear that you and Jimmy are shooting a new special. And I think for the short time that you guys got together.
Yeah.
To be doing a new special.
You're doing a special together?
I don't want to, and that might be a misconception, and I don't want to embarrass you, but it's actually just Jim is doing a special.
Even though you guys are partners now.
Well, yeah, but that's more for the radio, and this is his comedy. He does stand-up.
I know. I just feel like if you're going to partner up, you should partner up on everything. That's me.
I love your
I'm old school that way.
Commitment.
And even if you're just sitting there.
Right. No, Jim and I do have separate interests, and one of his is stand-up comedy. And he does it actually professionally, so that's what that's.
What about the stuff that you share interest on? And I mean transsexuals.
No,
how's that working out?
Well, but that's more.
That's both your thing, huh?
No, that's another common misconception.
How are you enjoying doing the morning show?
I love it.
Now,
Yeah.
when do you think you get to the point where the rest of us do?
That's so mean of you to ask and phrase that way. I thought it was picking up steam a little bit, but
I'll tell you one thing: don't pay attention to the feedback. Let that one ear out the other.
Have you read? What have you read? I didn't.
It doesn't matter.
It seemed
really.
okay, but it doesn't. Okay, now I won't pay attention to it. Then.
Whatever. But I know we've got a big contest between our two shows, and you and I have always had that competitive edge with each other. We're like two fight camps, and we're always looking for the next up-and-comer fighter.
Yeah.
But I've got a kid, and the world seems to be just crazy about him. There's just something so likable about this kid, Marcus Hook. Charm, I guess, what you would say.
I don't sense that. Again, I don't pay attention to feedback.
Yeah.
So I'm probably off the mark on this. But I actually, I don't like him, the way he portrays himself on the air.
Well, a lot of people are saying really nice things about
Some,
him.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. Not positive. All of us are anti-Semitic.
Is he? I didn't even.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So careful.
We welcome
He, there is something about that kid that just makes you go, "Ooh, give me more."
Really?
Yeah, he was so much fun on the air yesterday.
Yeah.
He was.
I almost didn't choke him. The fact that he was down just rooting around Travis's desk is the thing I can't get over.
What was he doing in Travis's desk?
He was just looking at his
judging
desk and picking out his Disney.
Going through
little
his stuff.
Stuff, I guess.
Going through his drawers.
Was
really-
he thinking he would find like the secret evidence to really do some good trash talking?
Yeah, I think so.
Then he also said that he had his lady just pitch him Seinfeld questions from a book all weekend.
He's training.
Does he have a girlfriend?
He
A
has
lady.
he has
Oh.
a lady friend.
Yeah.
A lady friend.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Well, yeah. I mean, that's when you know that you're going to win a trivia contest when you have to spend the weekend refreshing Seinfeld.
But you feel good about your guy, right?
Yeah. I mean, here's why I feel good about him, because he's like, of course I'll play Seinfeld trivia. Like, it's a joke to him.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not sitting there like buying trivia books or rewatching episodes. He's like, yeah, I'll watch whatever's on TBS like always, but I don't need.
He does it all the time.
Yeah, he loves that show.
Now, I thought we all liked the show when it was on, and we liked the first couple seasons of reruns, but I'm stunned that people are still watching a show that they've seen this much.
And obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Like there's this whole, I guess there's a whole community of people. I thought it was just Travis and Anthony, but they take pride in knowing kind of the plot lines and subplot lines of every episode that's ever happened, because they've watched them so many times over and over again.
Wait, so Ant is one of those people.
Ant loves Seinfeld.
This might be the way to get him involved again. I know you guys are pushing to get him back in.
You think if we go down to the bosses and be like, but it's for Seinfeld trivia?
Or, I don't know if I could take the kid because he is an intern, but if we could just do this on Ant's thing.
That's a possibility, too.
Would you go?
Of course I would go.
Yeah, I'm not going to, so I'm going to leave everything up to you.
Take care of him.
I don't want to bet around him gloating after the election.
Yeah. Oh my! I did red eye with him either 1 or 2 nights after the election, and he was like shooting his guns off in the air. I mean, he was.
Oh, he got him back?
He was.
So, yeah, of course. I mean, that was an unbelievable upset, and he picked it from the beginning. You got to you got to let the bragging people brag right now.
Him and Sean Hannity, Ant and Sean Hannity are the
Ann
two.
Coulter is the other person.
Yeah.
Ann Coulter
She was in.
believed. I remember when people laughed at her on TV, and Hannity pushed all of his fucking coin. Nobody in Fox was even with him. But he just said, "I'm betting on the T-Rump. Give it to me. Beat me. Daddy's got to eat." I remember him saying, "Daddy's got to eat."
I don't watch every episode, but it's weird.
I watch every single episode.
He's
so
a newsman,
fucking
I
good.
think. Yeah.
So good. I watch every episode of everything. Hey, if you got somebody who wants to do some Hannity fucking trivia, hey, count me in. Okay?
This guy.
Because Daddy's got to eat. You know what I'm saying?
And the bet your intern challenged for was male pattern baldness, shaving to the head. Now, before he made that bet, did he consider the fact that Travis is like halfway there anyway? Like,
not even after.
He didn't even.
So I figure on the
hasn't
chance
occurred
that
to him.
Travis does lose, let's just shave the part that's already gone. Give that a little shave.
Yeah. Although, I mean, I would imagine Travis probably will not lose. There's a lot of bravado in this kid.
Who, Marcus? He believes. But he told me what the address for the guy was.
Yeah. Apartment numbers.
Apartment numbers, yeah.
Wait, and the address for the Soup Nazi, too.
Yes.
I'm not sure these are going to come up. I doubt that these are going to be questions,
Yeah.
but he can also give you the exact cross streets of many of these locations.
But that doesn't seem
No,
sort of
it doesn't.
episode centric.
If we did get an aunt involved, he could be the one who writes the questions, and that leaves me and you out of it. But I think you and I should look and agree on the questions.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because, first of all, you know you can trust me because of wrestling trivia.
That's true. And let me tell you, I walked in very intimidated to wrestling trivia because I thought the fix would be in. I walked into enemy territory, and I thought that you guys would make it so that I lost. And then I won 3 times in a row, handedly.
Wow.
I mean, very well. Very
Not
well.
only that, but we were going to have your wife in a bikini.
Oh,
which-
she was so fucking pissed.
Huh?
My wife?
Yeah.
When I made that bet, she was furious. She was, because, not only, she still talks about how mad she was, because not only was she mad that I made the bet, because I was just like, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Yeah.
But then we brought her in, and you were like, Sam, I think you have something to ask her. And I pretended like I was about to propose to her, and then just pulled the fake out card. And Gail, I don't know if you know this, but women, like, they take that shit super seriously.
Oh, yeah, that's not a joke.
When you were right at the edge of asking her at that time.
Yeah, we had been together for a few years, so it wouldn't be unrealistic for me to have done that, but I didn't.
So fucked up.
Yeah,
Have you met her? She's adorable, by the way. She's
I don't think I have.
really,
met
really
your wife.
pretty and really, really
yeah.
cool. Like 10 times cooler than. That goes without saying.
I don't know. We don't compare as much, but she's great. Yeah, but I'm excited for another contest. It's been a while.
It has been a while,
and it's nice to have somebody who's kind of as annoying and unlikable as your intern
Love a
is
heel.
to
Love a
compete
heel.
in this thing. He really is a piece of work.
He's a grand wizard, that kid.
Yeah, he is.
He can't be stopped.
I did hear a clip. Adrian played me a clip of him saying that he wants to whip my ass with his mouth.
Yeah. He said that a couple times.
He
Despite
did.
the fact that I oohed every time he said it.
Yeah.
He went back to that well.
I don't know what that means so much.
Well, think about it. I
yeah.
mean, you can visualize what that might look like.
I don't want him to do that, and I'm going to do everything in my power so
He's
that
going to use his mouth
to
whip your ass.
Right,
asshole.
Right. Yeah, asshole.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that was the implication. He didn't say it.
But he's not going to.
But he doesn't work that blue.
Right, but now he's going to hit the cheeks. That's ridiculous.
You know, I remember hearing Jim Norton talk about this, that he said that he thought that Kramer was one of the worst characters in the history of TV. There was that one time I was listening to O&A and he was like, I don't get why people like Kramer.
He doesn't watch. He's not on the Seinfeld bandwagon. He said,
yeah.
It's so funny because we were just talking about the rerun culture of the show. And he goes, we were talking about it on the air the other day. And he goes, well, you know, I was performing sets back then. I was performing sets every night. So I missed the whole Seinfeld run. So I don't know. I just never saw it. It just never came up on his radar because he was at work.
But I've been like that with certain shows where I've still never seen The Wire. And, and people will still scream at me, you never saw The Wire? I'm going to.
I had to go back and watch it on DVDs and stuff.
Did you love it?
It was too hyped up for me, to tell you the truth.
That's what I feel like it's going to be for me.
Yeah, they hyped it up too high. And it was a good show, but I was like, Westworld's on. That's good, too.
I got into Breaking Bad after the fact, too, and enjoyed it. But what I don't like is to binge watch, because you're constantly just seeing things repeated. It doesn't bother you when it's week to week.
The recaps.
But when it's hour to hour. And I don't even mean the recaps before, but
Like
but this one-
reiterating, like you remember how you just did that
Yeah.
thing, and
You're
you're like,
just like,
well, I
yes.
watched that 5 minutes ago. So,
Move
yeah, I do
fucking
remember.
along.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, you got 47 minutes of TV here.
Yeah.
Why are we wasting our time with this recap?
Breaking Bad was one that I did not get into because I felt the pressure was just too much. Like everyone was too like, it's the best.
Did you watch Better Call Saul?
No.
You would love that. I think you would love it more than Breaking Bad.
I watched the first couple of episodes, but
Didn't love it so much.
Well, I mean, I liked it, but I didn't stick with it. So maybe I should.
That's not
go with-
liking something.
All right, so maybe I didn't.
I mean, you don't miss a Westworld, right?
No, I don't.
I gave up on Better Call Saul as well.
What?
I did.
It's like 2 seasons.
I watched like 2 episodes, and I was like, oh, yeah, Mike, he's working in a parking lot now.
Slippin'
Okay.
Jimmy?
Yeah,
See,
no.
I didn't. I watched the first season of Better Call Saul before I saw Breaking Bad.
Really?
Yeah. So I was just like looking at like, oh, I wonder who that dude is. He seemed kind of gruff.
That's Mike, Ron.
Yeah.
It's a fun little character. What's he
And
doing
then I
in a
was
parking lot?
So I know him first as a comedic character, right? On Better Call Saul. He's kind of funny and likable.
Yeah.
So then what would happen on Breaking Bad? I was like, my God, Mike.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Philly Mike.
Because you're sitting there being like, how can this parking lot attendant is such a tough guy? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
Boy, he had some past, huh?
Oh,
That
weird
Mike.
choice.
What else do you watch now? You into anything else big?
I've been watching Westworld. I watch my wrestling shows. I started watching The Walking Dead again. It's so bad.
And yet, it's the biggest show. It's bigger than Game of Thrones.
I mean, they figured out this formula where like the premiere is always really good, slow but good stuff happens, and then the finale is always really good and action packed, and then they do like 8 episodes of just 8 hours of television of nothing. Like, it's still kind of hopeless because nobody's got a house and there's zombies everywhere.
Okay.
But it just stretches.
You just turned me off to it
forever.
Completely. I hate a zombie anyway.
I don't really like
The show sucks.
zombies.
It sucks, right?
I watched the first season and I was like, this is garbage. And I went back.
It's loved though. I mean, I'm sure people are screaming right now, going, "This is the best show on TV." I mean,
they're
people
wrong.
love that show.
And they got me because it was like I gave up last season. I finally was like, I'm not watching this show anymore. It's stupid and it's slow and I don't like it, so I'm going to stop watching it. And then all the hype got me like, who did Negan kill? Which one did Negan kill? And I was like, you know what? I better catch up and watch the premiere. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Just read the Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Catch up that way. It's there. No one
That's a
fucking
good
spend
point.
6 hours watching it.
Yeah. It takes forever for anything to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we expect a lot. We expect our TV to keep us 100% fucking entertained all the time, and then when it doesn't,
yeah,
you know, when I'm like, there's nothing on Tuesdays, you know, fuck you, TV. Yeah, I get so mad at it. I've been trying to get into Monday Night Football, but every week there's different characters, you know, and I'm
It's
like,
tough.
It's an anthology show.
Yeah. Last night I'm like, what happened to the Patriots?
Right.
It seems like they were in it. Everybody was caring about them, and they just went away.
And then the team comes back to Monday Night Football, and they've got this whole story on some other show that you didn't even get to see.
It's mind-boggling. I'm done with it.
Good.
I'm done with it.
Good.
But you know, my neighbors are always like, "Oh my God, just see Monday Night Football," and I go, "I tried. I watched half of it.
I fell asleep. I usually fall asleep.
I wish I could fall asleep. I can't because my past haunts me.
Oh.
As soon as I close my eyes at night, I hear the screaming voices, the pleading faces.
What did you do?
I did lots of stuff. I did lots of bad stuff. But, you know, like Billy Joel said to me the other night, only the good die young.
He said that directly to you?
Yeah, I don't think that's it.
He said it to me and Kevin James. We were in the front row.
But I don't think that's like an okay to murder.
Oh, it isn't. All right, so I guess Billy Joel's in
Well, you know what they say.
Yeah.
This person seems good.
Right. I knight you good.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So you're having fun doing your show.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
That's
Jim
good.
and I are enjoying it, and the shows have been going really, really fast in the morning. It's a good time.
Yeah. What do you do the rest of your day, though? You're off at 10 o'clock?
We're done at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do 8 to 11.
And then you have a whole day in front of you.
I know, it's amazing. I'm trying to figure it out. You know, I do other things here and there. I still do the wrestling podcast. So that takes a day or, you know, a couple hours in the afternoon, one day a week. And then I end up doing Red Eye or whatever every 3 weeks or so. So there's other stuff that pops up. I got to keep the YouTube channel fresh. You know, there's always
You
stuff
pay
going on.
attention to the social media, huh?
I do pay attention. I'm on the cusp. I don't know if you know this, of being a millennial.
Well,
so it's important.
I just got the Snapchat glasses. I'm wearing them right now.
Oh,
They're
those.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I put them on in my head.
Okay.
They're just looking. They're just doing
That's what that
the.
little spitting circle on the side of your glasses is?
Yeah.
Okay,
And like,
I didn't know you were
all
recording.
you guys are on my Snapchat channel.
We're snapped.
Yeah.
But it's the ceiling though. They're on
Well,
top
I
of your
don't like
head.
to wear them all day. My eyes start to hurt, so I just keep them on my head.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the thing. They just want something to happen. They don't care what it is.
Oh my God, content.
Yeah.
Your Snapchat audience is okay with it. They're like, The Walking Dead fucking sucks. I want to know what's going on Ron's ceiling.
Yeah, a lot of people do. You know what I mean? A lot of people they're just happy to stay connected to me.
I get that. I get that.
Last night I gave out some of my chili recipe, and they enjoyed that. You
That
know?
sounds
So
good.
cool.
Yeah, I do another thing now called Ronnie B's New York, where it's just you go with me on my, you go to the cleaner with me.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh wow.
It's like a tour
yeah.
of your New York.
My New York.
Yeah.
You know, this is where I get my froyo. Okay?
Oh, cool.
You have a froyo spot?
Yeah, I do. Like I call it 16 handles, but I've only used 15, which is weird. I'm saving that last handle. I don't even know
Like
why.
this rainy day handle.
I don't like ice cream in the rain, but yeah, I can see that I'll do it. I was thinking a sunny day handle,
Okay.
Yeah.
but that's the beauty of it. All right, I got to go to break here, and I know you want to get out of here before I do the shift change.
That's right.
So-
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, I better take a hike. I think I'm about to turn into a pumpkin or whatever that thing is.
And you have a big announcement in January right here too.
I do?
Yeah, stuff that you're changing at the at your channel.
Is that happening in January?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So we'll break here, but Sam, best of luck to you, and I'm looking forward to this contest.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
May your guy win.
Okay, that's disheartening for your guy, but yeah, I'm with you.
We'll be right back. It's Bennington.
Let Bennington know how you feel. Call 844-ROCK-GOD on Raw Dog 99, Sirius XM's Comedy Club.
What, are we back? Nobody let me know.
I had no idea.
Give me time, Keith.
Chris tries to let us through the entire break go, like, because we keep the room down, and he's just like this. Minute 30. 1 minute. I just go.
30 seconds.
Just fucking
Yeah, dude.
stop. Just bring it up when he comes
12
back.
seconds.
It's really quiet around here, as this is pretty much the last day before Thanksgiving season for all the people that need to travel.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it's going to be a nice, relaxing Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, you think
yeah,
so?
I really
It's just
do
gonna be
believe
like
so.
chill vibes,
Yeah,
good times, good food,
that's what you want it to be. It's just hanging out with your family, having good food.
and peace.
I got an email from BlueBlocker.com saying they're doing Blue Friday instead of Black Friday.
What are the savings like? Get me in on this.
It looks like 30% savings. It's like they're usually
But they're-
$30.
But they're 30% smaller glasses.
That sucks. 'Cause I need big glasses. I have a giant head. I feel like Black Friday isn't as big as it was.
I would agree with that. I think we peaked into people's sickness a couple years ago, and I noticed that there's commercials with stores like Marshall's where they just go, we're not opening for Thanksgiving. We think Thanksgiving is for family. Remember when they
Right.
pushed back Black Friday all the way back to
Oh
Thanksgiving
yeah, that
Day?
was sick and horrible.
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah, so there's some blowback against that. But the other thing is there a big electronic thing that makes people even want to rush out and door bust? Like there normally has to be a big game console,
Yeah.
a phone, a tablet of some kind. When flat screens came out, people were crazy about a flat screen, and now everybody has
Right.
them.
Well, it used to be a bigger thing, especially because people did more shopping in person. But now I think that there's like a tech Black Friday.
Cyber Monday is what they
Cyber
call it.
Monday.
Just another Cyber Monday.
And I think there's more excitement about Cyber Monday than there is about Black Friday.
I think unless that you do have that one big thing pushing, everybody's just going to chill. Like right now, there isn't any kind of electronic that everybody feels the need to have because your phone just gets updated every couple of
Right.
years, whatever that is. And, I try to stay one beat behind whatever the phone thing is. I have 2 apps on my phone right now.
What are they?
I've got, let me go over and check. All right. I've got my Uber.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And then I have Uber Eats. So
Okay,
I don't
so-
have a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Very
didn't
Uber
realize
related.
I was so Uber related. Yeah,
There's Juno. There's Lyft. There's Get. There's all
What-
sorts of
what
I'm
is
thinking
the
about getting into
last-
one of those.
Get into Juno.
What was the last tech thing where it's like everybody had to have it? The way that the iPhone or even the iPad had. What is the most recent one? Other than just like random updates on your iPhone or
Yeah, and that doesn't really matter. I think there was like a PlayStation or an Xbox Jam a couple years ago that had the inner cities going crazy.
Xbox Connect. I think that might have been it.
I don't know. What about for you? You normally keep up,
your
Tito.
tech boy.
I was pretty excited about the Apple Watch.
Yeah, you were the only one.
I know like a couple people who rock an Apple Watch.
I've seen it more and more lately.
And it was not the
It's
big
not
sensation.
a must-have though. Like the way the iPhone was, or the iPod at one point before the phone. Before it connected to the phone, when people were just walking around with all their music on that was like 10 years ago, 11 years ago.
And there's like 5 different kinds of iPods.
It got fucking crazy. And friends of mine were like, I got 65,000 songs on here. I go, well, you got too many songs. You know that no one wants that many songs.
Too many choices.
A new TV came out this year. That's the big Black Friday item this year. It's the OLED TV.
And what's it do?
It's just thinner and like the screen goes all the way. Like it looks like there's no edges on it. It's
Yeah, I
what the
don't
next
think you need
iPhone
that.
might be made out of.
I don't think that's the thing that you go crazy for. You know, like if it was a smarter TV.
I know that they're hoping for that. Like, what are they like? Echo or like whatever your new Siri lady friend is going to be.
And that's
It's not going to be. It's not going to be.
Smart assistants is what they call
It's
it.
not there yet. That's the problem. If it was really unbelievable.
Right.
But even Siri is constantly just going, look it up yourself.
Yeah, I feel like we're a good 5 years maybe away from that being a more important part of our lives. Like it'll get there, but this first run, you don't want these little boxes in your house talking to you. They probably don't work.
They're just like jukeboxes, just like here, play this song. And then what if the streaming service that is on there doesn't have the song?
What's her name? The one that they're always talking to?
Alexa?
Alexa, turn off the lights.
The Google one looks pretty
Siri, do you hate Alexa?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I can't answer that.
Yes, you can.
That's why no one cares about these things.
I'm not sure I understand.
Exactly. You're not smart. Yeah, this is like having a bad friend, not a good friend.
That's what I figured.
This sucks. You suck.
I'm just trying to help you.
Are you, though? Or are you trying to hurt me?
I can't answer that.
Exactly. Sucks.
That's not nice.
You're not nice.
If you say so.
I do say so.
I don't understand.
That's because you're fucking stupid.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
This is over! I can't live like this!
I'm not sure I understand.
Exactly! I'm sorry, guys.
They always fight during the holidays. Always.
Now, why would anybody want that all the time in their house? They don't fucking know enough. Maybe in 10 years this will be amazing.
What's Google's Alexa's name?
It's the commercial. They're just calling it Google. Like
That's stupid.
You say it's like it's okay Google. Say okay Google. What time is fucking Batman playing?
Well, are you going to curse?
But we all
search.
But what you're saying is that's the same thing as if you just Googled it.
Yeah, exactly. You're just Googling
Hands-free
things.
Google.
Yeah.
Hands-free Google, and there's a voice that tells you shit.
Yeah, but I like that Alexa has a name. I don't like okay Google. I'm not going to be friends with Google.
No.
All right, John in Texas said drones are going to be big this year. And Nick says he wants to wish you a happy Cucksgiving, Chris.
Oh, thank you. Happy Cucksgiving to you as well.
That's really sweet.
It is sweet.
I don't. Is there even a big video game that people want?
I saw a line outside of Nintendo store a couple nights ago because Nintendo released like a tiny little old school Nintendo that has like 70 games on it. Old school
Like
Nintendo.
a handheld?
No, you plug it into your television and, and you have like access to like 70 classic NES games. And then that's what people. So
But here's the thing: you play that for a minute. I got that.
You have that.
Yeah, I got it as a Christmas present from Fez a couple years ago.
Let me get in there.
You can. It's sitting at the house. It's there. You were there the other night. Let's go.
I didn't know it was there.
You were there when he gave it to me. On Fez giving. Or no, Fezmas.
Fezmas.
Cucksgiving is what you think.
Steve in Houston.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man.
Hey, you guys were talking about technology that everybody's buying.
Yeah, we were.
Scrub Daddy Sponge. That's one. It's not electronic, but that is a new technology.
This is the Scrubby Daddy?
Yeah.
Let me take a look at it. This is like, you talked about this before. You take a loofah.
Yeah.
Give it a masculine name.
Yeah, no, this is the one, we've actually seen it because we had it in studio for some reason. And this is the one that you do your dishes with. And it's like got a little face.
Yeah,
the guy introduced it on Shark Tank, and it went from like $100 to $1 billion in a couple months.
Now, I took the Scrub Daddy home, and I'm not going to lie, it was a good product. It's successful for good reason.
It actually works?
Oh, I mean, yeah, obviously.
It's a Scrub Daddy.
All right.
Hey, Gary in Dallas.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I was surprised you guys are mentioning these timelines being so long with how fast technology is moving now. Like the technological timelines we used to have, it's like they're irrelevant now. Everything's moving so unbelievably fast.
Yeah, but so much that the first line of anything sucks. You know what I mean? Like most people don't use their Siri for anything other than hands-free driving. You know what I mean? And then even then, I'll be like, Siri, call Chris. And they'll go, which one? And, like, they don't get smarter knowing which Chris I call. And then when I'll say, call Gail, they'll say, which one? And it's you and Gil. And I'm like, I don't know whether they can't tell me apart, whether my Gail sounds like a Gil.
It doesn't.
Thank you, Chris. I wish you were in my fucking phone.
I don't know what the fuck
You
that
would love to be hired as Ron Siri, wouldn't you?
What do you need, Ron? Who do you want to call? Which Chris, Ron?
The thing that I love about Chris is he hates who I hate.
Who he hates,
Immediately.
All these pieces of shit we're going to fucking run down, dude.
Hey, Marcus. Marcus, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey.
Hey, so there is actually one item that everybody's kind of going crazy for. It's kind of like a throwback item from the 80s. Nintendo just came out with a refresh of the classic Nintendo NES system.
But that's going to be for adults. Why would a kid want to play worse games?
It's just for kids. I mean, adults. It's only for like dudes in their fucking 30s.
I mean, really, it's like somebody put out a box set of Journey. Like, you're like, oh my God, I'll have every Journey song. And you act like you want it, but then you listen to it once.
Really?
You think about an old girlfriend, and then that's it.
And then you're done with it.
It's just a tiny little Nintendo.
Oh, it is cute.
That's all it is. A tiny little Nintendo.
Mm-hmm. Let's say it. Put it in the palm of your hand. What do you play it on? Tiny little fucking screen? Like just tiny little screen?
You could palm that like Kylie Jenner's boob.
Thanksgiving with us. We're playing our Thanksgiving show with all the special guests. We're playing that on Thursday and Friday. And this was Don's thinking years ago. He goes, a lot of people aren't going to be able to hear Thursday. And yet, we get complaints every year. Play the same shit every day. I'm like, I do agree with what Don said.
Yeah.
But hardcore people, they get pissed every year. Every fucking year. What, is Chris fucked up back there?
No, this is planned out.
I wonder, Chris.
No, seriously, it is. And it'll be available on demand and replay Saturday at 5 p.m. and Sunday at 9 a.m.
Well, that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
I'm going to give something away, too. We're introducing a new member of the team.
Yes. Will be announced.
And this was Gail's choice.
Yep.
This was your first big,
Yeah, this was my first big hire.
Here's where I went the direction of the show to go into. Away from the veto madness.
Yeah.
And it went to a, as you said, smarter, less Italian way to go.
Yeah, was my words, exactly. That was my pitch. I stood up in front of everyone. Like, take a look at this gentleman. Don't we need the opposite of this gentleman?
Take a look at our producer. Chris, what's the perfect Thanksgiving dessert?
I'm going to say pecan pie.
Really?
Nut
Over
pie.
pumpkin?
I wouldn't have
I'm not a fan of pumpkin pie. I'm not a fan of orange foods.
We normally have pecan pie, pumpkin pie, and an applesauce cake, which is out of this world.
Applesauce cake?
And I believe an apple pie as well. Apple pie is also...
There is an apple pie, yeah. And normally a black and white cake.
Yes. There are so many
5
desserts.
desserts.
Yeah.
Damn.
Minimum.
Yeah.
That's minimum.
We go big on Thanksgiving.
It's pretty
I'd say we go big or go home, but it is our, my childhood home. So
Makes sense.
it's actually my childhood summer home, which is now home.
Mm-hmm.
Winter home? Fuck you. We had nothing to do. We done with you. Look who it is. The man who I call Mr. Thanksgiving. Mr. Giant, 5 in a row. Hard Rock Johnny. Johnny.
Yeah.
Benningtons. Happy almost Thanksgiving.
Who's Dallas playing? I'm going to be rooting against them on Thanksgiving.
No, who is Dallas playing? That's
Redskins.
Yeah.
Wow, that'll be a good game.
Yeah.
Redskins have a pretty good team this year.
Yeah. They have a good run defense.
I'd like to first start off by saying I do not have wide feet, like that was claimed yesterday on the show.
We just assumed.
He does.
Feet are no. I mean, they were a little wider when I was heavier because of the
There's
other
nothing
pressure,
wrong with the wide feet.
And, by the way, I think as most men get to the middle ages, their feet widen.
Yeah.
And that's where New Balance, the shoe for white people, comes in. The official shoe for white people. Kind of makes you feel bad if you're wearing some New Balance around. They're just a comfortable walking shoe. We do a lot of walking in the city.
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
mean
right.
we're trying to hold people back.
Oh, no.
But, Johnny, what are your big plans? Italian food? Seven fishes?
No. We do a very traditional Thanksgiving dinner at my brother's for, I think it's only going to be about 25 people this year. So
Wow,
it's
that's
not a
small.
big crowd.
That's small for you
Usually
guys.
it's a little bigger.
Yeah.
But my brother does all of the main cooking. I am actually in charge of desserts this year, as you just started talking about. This.
Wow, what are you planning? What's your dessert plans?
So going to do a pumpkin roll with cream cheese icing on the inside. Going to do.
Wait, what is a roll?
It's a roll up. So you make the cake and then you put the icing and then you roll it up. So it's kind of like a pinwheel type design.
I see this is very popular.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah. It's like a pumpkin cake in roll form.
Yep. And then I'm going to I think I'm going to make like an apple slab cake. So it's more, not a traditional apple pie. It's more of a longer, kind of thinner
Edgy.
type
I mean,
of.
this guy is edgy. It's like having fucking Bowie in charge of the desserts.
And then I'm just going to go with a plain old cheesecake. I'm just going to do a traditional cheesecake. Graham cracker crust, cook it in a little water bath, and call it a day.
I'll tell you this, I do like a cheesecake. I'm always happy with one.
Graham cookie crust. Cookie.
I go graham cracker with a little bit of, the secret to that is you got to add some powdered sugar into that when you're blending it so it gets a little bit of sweetness.
Sounds great.
Starving.
You gonna have Chris Christie over this year? Or you
Fuck that guy.
Stayed away from the politics.
I'm so happy that he's decided that he's going to have to. I'm going to work out the rest of my term as governor of the state of New Jersey because nobody else wants me. That's how he should have finished that statement.
I don't know. I think he'll make a comeback because I think I don't know. I think Trump is going to still place him somewhere. I really believe that.
Nope. You know what his next job's going to be? He's replacing Mike Francesa on another radio station in New York. He's going to be the next sports guy.
I don't think you want to listen to that guy every day. Is he going to be with somebody?
I don't know. I mean, he fills in all the time for on Al's show, right?
Yeah, but I don't think there's a big difference in that than sitting there alone
every day
doing that shit. I mean, it's one thing when the Super Bowl's coming up; it's exciting being sports radio. But when you're just catching those guys talk about a fucking off baseball day and a fucking hockey game, you know what I mean? Like, stop acting like you're thrilled about it. You're not.
You got nothing, dude.
Let's have got to change their bullpen. We've only got 110 games left in the season. I think those guys are just lying.
Hey, was that
most of the time?
Was that a sports guy who was downstairs where paparazzi were taking
No idea
pictures
who it
and
was.
all the
No.
security guards?
No, I didn't recognize him at all.
It was really weird. I mean, people were really
Little thin guy.
Jimmy Johnson was here today.
No, that wasn't who they were taking their pictures
No.
with. Did you get to sign Jimmy Johnson ball?
The NASCAR driver, Jimmy Johnson.
driver.
Oh, no one cares about him.
Get a ball signed anyway.
When I hear Jimmy Johnson, I think one thing.
Yeah, I thought
that could have been a NASCAR driver then.
Yeah, he could have been.
Yeah, look him up now. For once, I want you fucking type it.
I'm going to type it up.
Gonna rip it up. I'm going to tap it up.
Yeah, it was him.
Let me see. Confirmed.
See, I should have got a picture from my Uncle Ray.
Oh, yeah. People were psyched. I mean, there was a huge line of people taking pictures with him.
Well,
all the security guards.
If you like NASCAR, you love it. No one is a casual NASCAR.
Nobody dabbles in NASCAR.
Yeah, you're either you're in 100% or not at all. I remember my uncle once bragging that whoever his favorite guy was at the time, his merch truck was empty and there was still plenty of stuff in the other guy's truck. Like they wanted to go out of their way to buy stuff to show up the other driver.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was very, like I said, you're hardcore enough to live out in the parking lot in a fucking, Winnebago if you're a fan. You just don't go, yeah, I kind of like it.
I'll check out a race.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does that.
They follow the races? Like they go around?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
They follow every single race. Now, here's the other weird thing. NASCAR starts with their biggest race. They start with the Daytona 500. And then there's no bigger race than that all season.
Oh, that begins the season?
That's the first of the season.
I thought that was a season end.
You would think.
Yeah.
No, doesn't go that way. And by the way, the number one food that when I lived down in Daytona, people would do those deep fried turkeys in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Just everywhere you went, deep fried turkey.
I have never had one. And I have heard from people, delicious.
So good.
But I've never had a deep fried turkey.
I personally don't like the skin as much as one that's been, in the oven. I think the skin is better.
Yeah. More flavor, you think, probably.
More flavor, there's more time to it. It's a little greasy, but people call it so moist. But it's because it's
pure grease,
yeah. But it's very, very edible. It's good.
You really gotta season it up with that, though. You gotta those are the fried ones. You gotta either inject them or brine them overnight to get that really good flavor inside, because you're kind of cooking from the outside on that one.
You're right about that. He is right. I mean, you only cook it for like 10 minutes or something, but then it has to cool for fucking 7 hours. Like, I bit into that and would have fucking screamed the first time I had it.
At that
Guys,
point,
like, give it a while. I go, we don't have a while. Don't know the fucking race.
You got to watch the videos now that all the fire departments put out, the dangers of deep frying a turkey, because it could go horribly wrong super fast.
Well, especially if you do it on a wood porch.
Yeah, try to avoid doing it on anything that's flammable.
Yeah. And, kids and dogs and shit like that.
Yes.
You got to be careful.
I've seen some of these videos where it just goes up in flames in like a millisecond.
That's fast.
Highly flammable turkey.
All right, Johnny. Well, we're wishing you the best Thanksgiving, and
you guys have a great Thanksgiving as well.
Playing it live from the Hard Rock Cafe right there in Times Square. Thanks, Johnny. You're the best.
Later, guys.
Bye. Sean, what's up?
Hey, Ronnie. Well, shit, I wanted to ask Johnny, does Earl have to play so much damn and live in color? But have you heard of the pie, what's it called, the pie caking?
Oh, this is the turducken of desserts?
What? Yes.
Yeah, it's pie caking is the name of it. And it's not to let the turducken to get out in front of you.
So this is its dessert answer.
Yeah.
So what have we got? What goes into the pie caking?
The pie is on the outside of it. You'd be better off reading rather than trying to guess from viewing.
It's a pie baked inside of a cake.
Okay, so it's cake and what?
Sometimes it's cake inside of a pie, though.
All right, looks like this one has pumpkin, pecan, apple pie baked inside of a cake.
Yeah, there's no reason not just to have them right next to each other.
Right. I mean, I'm not opposed to going back to the dessert table multiple times. If you pace it out, you can do it.
You can, yeah.
It's very easily done.
The internet has made food really weird. There's other things where people take like tons of meats, cook them all, and then compress them into a sandwich, and then that's like a good thing. But it's like a giant panini filled with like 5 pounds of meat.
Tomorrow at noon, our Thanksgiving photo album will go live.
Oh, nice!
Except for one special picture that gets held. So we don't ruin the surprise.
Okay.
Good.
Nice.
Actually, a couple special. I'm sure some of the guests.
I actually haven't seen any of the pictures. I would love to see them.
Nope.
I have to wait.
Yeah.
With the rest of these schmucks.
Oh,
I don't consider them schmoes. I consider them friends.
Thank you, Ron.
What am I saying?
Thank you.
I was talking to the listener. It's not about you.
Not about you, Chris.
Well, nobody would sit around and talk about their staff like they cared. I haven't seen them either. None of us have time to even look at them.
No,
not one person has looked at these pictures yet.
I don't have one moment.
One special moment. Go read the Colin Quinn's love letter to New York that is on Netflix right now. That's the title of it, but he calls it New York Stories. But you get, for people who have, I think they'll get a kick of it. And then there's the oh, hello message from Mike Pence.
Oh, hello.
Hello. You got it, Chris?
Yeah.
All right, let's I haven't seen this yet, but apparently they found out that Mike Pence went to a different show. All right, so here they are.
Before we do go any further, we do have a message for Vice President-elect Mike Pence. How dare you not come to Oh Hello!
So they had a fun little thing there, you know. They turned it around. I hope to get some video up of Cucksgiving this week on the Trump Cuck Twitter and on the Instagram account.
It's going to be a cuck good time.
Now you're pushing it.
At Trump Cuck. At Trump Cuck.
Yeah, but you don't say it's going to be a cuck good time.
Cuck good time.
Really tries to shoehorn that cuck in
he does.
where he can.
John Bryan tells his secrets of the Punch Drunk Love soundtrack. I'm going to say one of the great soundtracks of all time.
I love that soundtrack. I love everything about that movie, but the soundtrack is so. I love the soundtrack. I love those incredible animations that were done. That light play that kind of gets used throughout.
Yeah.
It comes from this artist who passed away years ago, but I think that film is really, really underrated.
Well, I like a soundtrack that is just one person. Isn't it just him?
Mm-hmm.
I think The Graduate started it with Simon and Garfunkel and The Graduate. I'm trying to think who else did it. Cat Stevens did the, what's the sex comedy with the old lady and the kid?
Harold and Maude.
Harold and Maude. Amy Mann basically was 99%.
Yeah, pretty much most of the movie was Amy's.
Except for Supertramp, which was well needed. You just got to have a little bit of Supertramp.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Who doesn't?
But it's a very rare thing, right? Just to have one artist on the soundtrack.
Dylan do it for...
Dylan did it for Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. Very good call. I think Neil Young might have even done one before. And then Ed Byrne had Tom Petty do one. Did the whole soundtrack for one of his movies. All right, so it's not as uncommon as we thought.
Yeah, but
although there's a million soundtracks.
Yeah, it's still like it's a bold move to collaborate and use entirely one artist for. I think it's a cool thing.
All right, now I'm just remembering Shelley Duvall is actually singing from the Popeye.
Oh, I love that.
Which was a Harry Nilsson song.
Yeah.
So 99%.
Yeah, but I would still call that,
I love that Popeye soundtrack. I think it's fucking amazing.
He needs me, he needs me. It's so cute.
Yeah.
I love that song so much.
It actually sounds like a John Bryan song, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, because I think it's a waltz, and he does
He's always the waltz
He
guy.
uses a lot of waltzes.
Now, this is how bad my ear is. Somebody has to point out when something is a waltz. I never
think
know.
The waltz is like one of the only ones I can pick out, and it's because it's like an papa, like 1, 2, 3, like that kind of sound. And I always notice it because I love a waltz.
Yeah, I think everyone loves the waltz. That's the thing. You don't know you're listening to a waltz. Like that ice skating music.
Mm-hmm.
Ba-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba. You know what I mean? It just becomes that thing. You're like, oh, I'm just gliding along to this. It's a waltz, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a waltz off.
Last waltz. 40 years. We'll be playing some of it, of course, as we do every year on our show, but 40 years since the concert itself, not when the movie was released.
Right.
The movie was released 2 years later, but it was Thanksgiving. They set up a Thanksgiving dinner that couldn't be beat and then did an amazing show after it. So that's what a little bit of our Bennington Thanksgiving is, just
it's an homage.
An homage to making sure you feed your audience, and it really does change the way people feel that night, right? It's a really great feeling when we do our Thanksgiving shows.
Yeah, we always have fun doing all of our live events, but you feel very connected to the audience. Like, it feels like a conversation. It feels like everyone is together, and this one was extra special.
I would love to shoehorn one more 101 this year and not even do it for the radio, just to see.
Just as a live gig, straight live gig.
Well, yeah, just to do it so maybe we could experiment with some things that you know what I mean? Like, if you do it as a recorded show, you want it to go perfectly, but I'm like, you don't grow by going perfectly. You grow by having some imperfect moments, you know? But I don't know whether we have time because all the clubs get really busy around this time of year too. You know, to just go, hey, we need a Tuesday, doesn't always work out. And Lord knows I'm not going to get any help from this guy's Chris over here.
I will help you with whatever you need, Ron.
It doesn't seem like you're that interested in whether I'm happy or not.
I'm very interested in that.
I don't think anyone could be more interested than Chris.
But did you
Why would
notice?
you say that?
I hate the fact that Vito wasn't interested at all.
Oh, he doesn't give a shit.
Thank you.
Ron, he does not give a fuck.
Vito, do you?
I care very much so.
Yeah, put Gail at the front of that sentence. He cares about Kale's happy. Not
Kale? You
Gail.
just called me Kale. The
First of all,
leafy green.
And it doesn't.
Superfood.
You're not getting on my good side by attacking Gail. Just so you know.
I'm not attacking
This stupid cunt over here, right, Ron?
I reject that on a cellular level. Even if I was to agree with you, there's something. It's like, no.
I'm not attacking Gail. I'm attacking Vito.
But it doesn't come off that way.
And you called me a cunt, which was terrible.
No, I didn't.
Everyone heard you.
It might be terrible, but it is the kind of descriptiveness that needs to be said. Who's that went to see Trump Tower? Maybe
who's in between him and Pensy there?
I don't even understand. But I do like the idea if we just start calling Trump Tower. Trump Tower made an announcement today.
Mattis?
What do you say?
Defense Secretary.
Stop looking shit up and trying to say them. Just be a person on the air.
It's Mad Dog Mattis.
But let's just stop looking it up. Let's have a conversation.
Okay.
I don't. Facts aren't conversations. Discussion is conversation.
Be here now.
I'm going to tell you. You could do trivia on the radio at one time.
Mm-hmm.
We would say something like, "Hey, who starred in this movie?" We'd have a whole fucking day of phone calls. Now everyone just gets the answer immediately. And it stops the fun discussion.
There's no more fun.
There's no reason to do Jeopardy when everybody could be sitting at their house with their phone and fucking know the answers.
And now that you have that ability, it's too tempting not to.
Of course it is. Chris can't stop himself as many times as he's a problem.
I'm addicted.
I'm saying this, modern times. Pooey.
But yeah, think about even if you were in a dinner conversation with some friends, and you're like, "Who was that guy who was in the movie? He did a lot of great stuff." And then all of a sudden, you're figuring
talking
out
about all
you're talking,
kinds of stuff.
Then you end up talking about other movies the guy's been
Right.
in, and now 30 seconds later, oh, this is the guy. Okay, well, I suppose we move on.
As much as I hate people using a phone or just being on their, checking stuff during a party, I do it myself.
Oh no, it's something we all do. It bothers me so much to not know the answer to something now. That it's hard to remember a time where you just were like, I guess I don't know that.
Sometimes I think I'd be better off if I just blind myself.
No, don't do that.
But the worst thing is, we can get this information, but if you quizzed us on, like, 2 weeks ago, all your searches that you did, every time you didn't know something and you looked something up, could you pass a quiz?
No.
Of the answers that you read yourself?
No.
Names?
Because
dates,
you have to push
places.
information out of your brain now.
It's too much.
Because new information's coming in. And I'm using technical scientific terms right now when I say push out of your brain and let new stuff in.
I like the idea, though. It's an app, knows what you've searched for, and then either at the end of the week or 2 weeks later, they quiz you on that information. So it's at least a purpose that you've been searching.
Why would you say that on the air when we could make this ourselves the app, the ape app? And we'll have like a cute monkey in it, but he's wearing like a graduation cap.
I like it.
Smart monkey.
Okay, smart monkey. Holy shit, smart monkey could be the name of it instead of ape app. Now, the thing is, I would probably just Google during that search.
It locks your search.
I don't have fucking extra.
You
things
could,
I
but
do.
then now you've taken a gentleman's bit.
I've got an idea for this. It takes all your searches and hands it over to Homeland Security.
I like that.
It makes you feel safe. Chris, you should like it least of all.
Yeah, I can't.
You've got Homeland Insecurity, where you're nervous about any of your searches.
I can't let people
How many-
search it.
How bad would it be if Homeland Security got a hold of everything you've ever looked up?
It'd be terrible. I'm sure they already do. Everyone says you should even put a tape over your like a webcam on like your laptop.
Yeah, but then people can't watch me masturbate.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I can enjoy it.
Okay, taking it away from them.
Why don't we break here?
Yes.
One last break. Come back and wrap the show up. Bennington. All right, getting ready to wrap this one up before the Thanksgiving vacation. Chris, have you decided who you're spending Thanksgiving with?
I have not decided.
I hope you spend it with someone because there's a lot of people who love you.
You know we're leaving tonight, so if you want to go with us.
Seriously.
I don't like being a burden.
You are a burden, though.
Yeah, that's just you.
Accept that. Here's a little, I'll just say a tease, as we say in the business. Grace, it's a teaser.
It's a teaser.
Will there be a new podcast out this weekend starring one of the members of this program?
Really? A new podcast?
Hint. It is not Ronnie B. And that's all I'm telling you. Matter of fact, it's none of the guys. And that's your last clue. Very, very funny, though. I heard it. I enjoyed it. I'll just say this. Pride in the name of love. In the name of love. Podcast in the name of love. One podcast in the name of love. I mean, this is the exact opposite of Big Brother and the Holding Company.
In many ways, it
that's
is.
more shame.
Oh, shit.
In so many ways, it is.
If you watched Over the Top, you'd love it.
I actually sent some of this to Stephen Banyan, and he's very interested.
Really?
Yes, he thinks it's amazing.
Doesn't seem like it'd be Banyan's thing.
He loves to laugh as much as the next person. You know? That's not all alt-right with him.
Yeah. I guess it makes just as much sense as Pence going to Hamilton, you know? I mean, you got to be entertained.
You got to get some. You know what I mean? Got to grab a laugh. But keep an eye out on the iBang over the weekend for that. It's a sneak peek.
It's a little sneak peek.
Because you never know what you're going to do with things.
Mm-mm.
You never know. Anything else we need to plug before we get out of here today? Vito, is there anything on your mind? I didn't even go to you today at all to get any. And I don't want too crazy of a thought because there's only 5 minutes left. And you burnt us yesterday on your stupid wall.
I mean, you really did.
Hate that fucking wall.
But is there
Got
a
a lot
news story that's interested you?
There was the sandal that went out that was like the new dress. Like, is it white or gold or black or blue?
It's black and gray, just like the other dress.
It's like I saw white and gold.
I saw blue.
But it's the same premise, right?
Yeah, it's the exact. It's literally white or gold or black and blue.
It looks the same color.
You go to the iBank.
I mean, it really. I just looked over. Chris was actually
Shopping
on
for sandals.
Amazon shopping for sandals when I turned around.
He will never have a day when he switches out with Vito. So unless I yell, switch out right now. And
Because I can't look at you and draw a curtain between us and the
I'm
booth.
glad you're eating a turkey club.
I can't find it.
Vito, tell him what the headline is. Sandal time?
It's sandal time. It's another
Mandelbaum.
Like blue, black or blue or golden.
It's
blue on black.
Sandals in the new dress illusion.
Oh, I see. I was searching it singular.
What, one sandal?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Do you think it was a one-legged woman? Paul McCartney's old wife?
Oh, no. There it
I can
is.
see blue. To me, it's like a blue and gray. It's not even black.
Same. Samesies.
Gold and white for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same. It looks exactly like the same coloring as the dress.
Me and Chris see the same thing. I love it.
Me and Ron Bennington see the same thing.
All right, let's. Now, I wonder it's because both of you are closer to the screens than we are.
No, why would you get closer when he said that?
Instead of being over here, send in Nick at Night, and it'll be the swing vote. And let's
Come
all
on,
just
Nick.
say, seriously, let's all just say we trust Nick to be honest.
Yes.
And not try to just play up to Vito.
Hey, sweet boy.
What color is that? Oh, golden blue, we all win. It's a Thanksgiving miracle.
It's the families
What a sweet
together.
boy.
The families together.
The families together. The families together. The families a feather.
What?
All right, so we see blue and gray. Chris, you see gold and white. And
Gold and
Vito
white.
sees gold and white. And you saw half and half. You saw, what did you say, blue and gold?
Sky bluish.
Yeah, that's it. Sky blue. But what is the outside color?
Oh, it looks gold to me.
See, I'm seeing it as a gray. Let me go over where you are. Sometimes I think angles might have to do with it.
It'll always be gold and white to me.
Nope, he's blind.
I've been told that once or twice. So,
Wow.
Sweet boy. Makes
I
us
guess
all
we'll all
learn.
have to agree to disagree.
Yeah, it's 2.5 to 2.5 in extra innings. Nothing you could do. Or maybe we just take the first caller. We'll all just agree with whatever they say.
Agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Roberto, what do you got?
To me, the sandal looks black and white now.
Oh,
my
again,
God.
another tie.
This is getting crazy.
I don't see even the slightest gold, and I see no white whatsoever.
There's nothing
Sky
white
blue
or
and gray.
gold involved there.
Stay gold, pony boy. Like your sandals. What is that thing?
What? Why was like a scary monster balloon?
Oh my God.
All right, they're saying be careful of potential holiday attacks. Okay.
Come on.
Thanks.
What do you mean, be careful? Like Homeland Security saying, be careful?
Yeah.
You be careful. That's your job.
I always say this.
I'm going to live my life.
If I see something, I'll hear something. That's what my thing is. If you see something, hear something.
Well, we'll see.
So we're wrapping this up. I said that we're going to see in a couple days, but we got a GPS to record right now on the country of England.
Mm-hmm.
Our second time to go back.
London.
But this time we're back. Before we were the early 60s. Now we're in the early to mid 70s for what I believe the pinnacle of rock, glam rock.
It's glam, baby.
Vito, you're a youngster. Where did rock peak?
For me, or just overall? Like
Jesus Christ. You can't have a conversation. I didn't ask overall what they thought. I'm always talking to a person, Vito.
You.
So, well, for me, I guess like the biggest band that I saw like growing up was
That's not what we're talking about.
Oh, what?
This isn't about the biggest band that you saw growing up. In the history of rock, where did it peak?
What
Just
is
like we're
the
able to say the
best
Worcester.
time of rock.
Beatlemania.
Okay, that's fine.
Early.
That's fine.
Wait too early.
Well, there was so many like you don't see
Oh,
that
stop
shit.
screaming. You're not
We're
Chris.
family.
That's Chris and Zach.
Come on, dog.
You're doing Chris and Zach.
What next, cuck?
I'm sick of him attacking me every chance he gets.
Who is he, the hill cuck now? Get the fuck out of here,
Hold
bro.
on, that's a good idea.
No, Trump cuck.
Nick, I want you to have a great Thanksgiving,
Thank
buddy.
you guys too. I hope you guys have a great time.
Dude, you've been such a great intern when the other one. You heard what Sam was saying. Was saying. All right, that's it
We're
for
lucky to have
us.
Thank you.
Have a happy Thanksgiving,
Happy
everybody.
Thanksgiving.
And when are we coming back, Gail?
Well, we'll see you all again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over.